Welcome to the VAFA William Buck SEN Match of the Day.
He has a bounce, he crosses 50, he pins the ears back, and he drills the goal! You can tweet that and hashtag it bloody good.
He goes high up and under the full foot. Becky's taken a ripper!
Makes a name for himself with these long bombs from outside the arc. It's a long bomb from outside the arc!
Hello and welcome along to Saturday afternoon amateur footy here on VAFA TV and the SEN app. It's round 3 of the 2026 VAFA William Buck Premier Men's campaign, and today we pay a visit to University Oval. The big story to come out of round 2 was Old Trinity. The new arrivals in the Premier Men's competition last week stunned the league with a shock upset over the Old Zavarians. Having led virtually for the entire match, Donald McDonald's men sent a warning message to the rest of the competition last week, proving that they're not here to just make up the numbers. Backing it up with another win here today will provide further proof that they can cause serious damage in 2026. Meanwhile, the University Blacks have started 0-2 for the 4th season running and are currently on a 6-game losing streak that dates back to the final month of last year. At what point a genuine finals contender in 2025, Dal Bauer's men once again have to play catch-up with the rest of the competition and will be desperate to start their climb up the ladder this afternoon and claim their first victory of the season. This is VAFA William Buck Premier Men's Footy on vafa.com.au and the SEN app. Matthew Donald with you again this afternoon, and it's a pleasure to welcome along this man. It's been far too long since I last called with him, Brent Sternberg. Brent, good afternoon.
Hello, Matty. Good to be here, mates. I'm filling in for Simon Petch today, so I know there'll be a lot of people that are a little bit sad to tune in and not hear Petchy. Petchy's, I don't know where he is.
Hawaii, last I heard.
Oh, well, we feel sorry for him.
Yes. No, terrible situation.
Yes.
Bad case of tullamarine flu.
And we were going to have Harrison McElwain on with us today. He unfortunately has had family things to tend to, so we've got myself and this next guy who you're about to welcome. But good to be back at the Uni Oval. I enjoy coming here. I don't enjoy finding parking around here, but I enjoy coming here, and I have a tingling in my football bones that this is going to be a good match today.
Now, this is one of the best grounds of the entire competition to watch. And we do, you mentioned Harrison McElwain, and we send him our very best regards on behalf of the entire VAFA media team and the wider league as well. But it does mean that for special comments, thanks to HitIQ's game-changing Protect Concussion Management System, we've got on the broadcast Andrew Cox. Druzy, welcome.
Pleasure to be here, boys. A couple of elite operators on the panel today. First time at the University Oval, and I think we are in for a great game of footy this arvo.
So just looking at where these two teams sit as things stand heading into round 3, not that round 3 is where we begin looking at the ladder, but for what it's worth, University Blacks currently 9th. They're one of 2 teams still looking for their first win in 2026, coming off a 21-point defeat at the hands of the Uni Blues in the University Derby here last week. Old Trinity, meanwhile, we mentioned at the top, a stunning win over Old Zavarians on the road, a 36-point win, 13-13, 91 to 8-7-55. Gents, that's already an early contender for the upset of the season.
Well, not a lot of teams beat the Zavs, do they, these days? And certainly not at Toorak Park. And just a wild swing in terms of the form that we saw in round 1, Andrew. And I mean, so impressive for a new team to be able to come in and get a victory like that after a performance that they were really disappointed with here at the Uni Oval in round 1 against the Blues.
Yeah, so Old Trinity with a massive upset last week, and it was from start to finish. We were speaking to Dale Bauer doing his opposition analysis, and he just said it was a comprehensive victory, plus 31 inside 50s. They were getting after it, forward half pressure, just causing chaos, and yeah, a massive upset cause, which sets up a beauty here today.
And then the T's currently in 6th spot with a 1-1 record and a percentage of 91.95. The Uni Blacks, their percentage 77.58. It's going to be a big opportunity, big 4 points really on offer here today, because if Old Trinity can start the season 2-1, puts them in a really solid position early. They're not necessarily having to play catch up right out of the gates. But Uni Blacks, they won't want to go zipping 3, guys. I mean, we know that last year they started the season slowly and they had a red-hot patch in the middle of the year, tailed off again at the back end of last year. And same thing again, they want to try and snap out of this funk as soon as possible.
You mentioned that they've started 0-2 a few times now. How many of those 0-2 starts went to 0-3?
That I don't know. That's a very good question. And you've challenged the statisticians and the historians there, Brent. That's okay. But you go on to further add to your point, though.
Well, I was just going to say, you don't want to start 0-3. No. I mean, it's not really a long season. 18 games. Obviously, it's only a 10-team division. And there was a lot of talk in the pre-season about the Blacks maybe being a team that could shoot up into the top 4 this year with a lot of the big names that they added over the pre-season. Obviously, Cordy, who's not playing here today, but I reckon they'll give themselves a fair chance here today, the Blacks.
Well, they've been in both games up until the third quarter, so I called the Old Haileybury loss in round one. They were 32 points up, and it just looked like the game was, dead and buried, and then all of a sudden Old Haileybury just started running across the deck, threw caution to the wind, and the Blacks just couldn't get going in the end. But for 2 games, they've been there at three-quarter time and just fell away late, so they're not far off it, but we need to see a W in the column for them.
We spoke to Dale Bauer during the week, and I was surprised with some of the language that he used in the sort of synopsis of the first fortnight of the season. He said that he thought that they'd played terribly. I don't think they've played terribly. They've been in winning positions. They just haven't been able to go on with it.
Well, they've been a very contested, sort of slow stoppage by stoppage side from what I've seen so far this year. So he made a point during our conversation with him yesterday that they just want to move the ball a little bit faster through the middle of the ground and maybe not potentially rely on that contest and defence and maybe just get a bit of speed on the ball. But, plenty of improvements to come yet for the Uni Blacks.
Well, speaking of the Uni Blacks, University Blacks a little earlier on before proceeding today. Let's have a bit of a listen to that chat. I'll throw to myself, talking to Dale Bauer.
Dale, a tricky start for the season for you guys. How's the mood coming into today?
Oh, good. Yeah, so we know we don't want to be 0-3, so we need to win today. So we're up and about.
What's been the focus then for you guys during the week?
Improve our offence. So we've been very haven't been able to make the most of our opportunities in offence, so we've been focusing on that a little bit, but you don't want to go too far away from winning enough contests and putting enough pressure on to allow yourself to get the ball in offence.
And Old Trinity, they were very impressive last week against Old Zavarians. Where do you think the key is in terms of stopping them today?
They were super impressive last week. Their energy, their ability to outnumber, their ability to be first in for the ball. I think they were plus 49 or something on ground ball. They were 15-6 centre bounce. Massive, more than almost twice as many inside 50, so they really dominated the game. Their contest stuff was really strong, so we need to match them in that area and not allow them to get the ball on the outside where they're quite quick and they use the ball really well. So, yeah, there's a few things we need to get right to be able to take that away from them.
Well, we wish you the best of luck, Dale. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Matt.
Dale Bauer, the University Blacks coach, I was fortunate enough to catch up with him a little bit earlier, and he mentioned as well the risk of another disappointing display today, the potential to go 0-3, and from that stage it's a long way back. I think last year Old Scott snuck into the finals with a 9-9 record, so if we're going to base it off that to get into the top 4, they would need to win 9 of the next 15 at least, and I think even that was a bit of an anomaly, getting in with only winning 50% of your games last year. Generally you've got to sort of win about somewhere around the realms of 11-12.
Yeah, and you spend a lot of energy chasing tail. And so, if you have to rely on winning a whole bunch of games in the back end of your season and to get into the finals, and then finals, as we know, step up another gear again. So you really want to be in the running going into the second half of the season, not fighting tooth and nail just to get there and make up the numbers.
Yeah, 100% in game today. I'm just going to be looking at that sort of post-clearance work. So we know they've got the names in there to hunt the footy on the inside, but what do they do with their follow-up work? And then how are they delivering the ball inside 50s? Last week they were minus 13 in deep entries, although they were plus 2 inside 50s. So get the ball deep, work a bit more on the outside. That's what Dale Bauer will be looking for today.
Now, worth mentioning as well, don't forget this today is the William Buck Premier Men's Showcase Round. Every match in the Premier Men's competition is going to be available for you to watch live and free on vafa.com.au right now. But if you prefer to listen on the SEN app as well, you can also enjoy the commentary in real time via SEN Stadium technology on the SEN app. It's available for iPhone and Android, and it works with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto also. Now, do either of you want to throw to my chat with Donald McDonald, or...
Let's throw to your chat with Donald
From
McDonald.
one Don to another.
Matthew Donald throwing to Matthew Donald with Donald McDonald.
So what's the mood like coming into today's game, though?
Well, I think the mood could always be positive. We're always positive, but I think it's more going to be about, how we start. I think last week we really started well against Avs. Against Uni Blues, first 5 or 10 minutes we were good. Our contest was good, but we just kind of lost our way a bit. And that scoreboard pressure really got us, whereas last week we got some scores on the board early and it gave the boys a bit of confidence. So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
So is that then the focus today, just trying to get that scoreboard pressure on as soon as you can?
No, well, because even scoreboard sometimes can lie. You know, the other one might kick 4 straight from 4 forward entries and you might have dominated and you kick 1 goal 6. You know, I think it's more, for me, it's more about, you know, like how organised we are, you know, what our voice is like, and what's our contest like. So that'll be the main things for us. And it's, you know, you might have a good first, you might have a bad first quarter, but the game goes for 4 quarters. So it's just about being consistent over the 4 quarters with your effort.
And the one change for you, got Sam Phillips, he's back in the side?
Yeah, Flipper's back in the side, which is really good. Unfortunately, we'd set it laid out as well with Hugo McGlashan. So Glash's, you know, real driver for us, was fantastic last week, but he's just got a bit of a stiff back, so we just thought, he's better off her and not playing and get himself right for next week because, you know, early doors you need fit players. So we've got Sammy Phillips and Roy Houston, who played round 1 for us, is coming back in.
I love it, you go, Donald, but thanks for your time and best of luck today.
No worries, thanks a lot.
Donald McDonald, the coach of Old Trinity, special thank you to him and Dale Bauer for being so generous with their time, not just in the lead up to this match, but during the week as well, and to all of the coaches, of course. And a late change there as well that he mentioned as also there, Brent. So a couple of changes for Old Trinity, if we want to run through them now.
Yeah, so Jacob Francis was taken out of the team this week. He was one of the unlucky ones, Don said during the week. And McGlashan's a huge out, reigning best and fairest winner at Old Trinity. He's been in the Prem B Team of the Year the last 2 seasons. So he was one of the prime movers in the Premier B division last season, not just one of Old Trinity's best players. Sam Phillips, who's on the VFL list at Richmond, comes back down to play. And Roy Houston, who did play early in the season in round 1, he gets a go.
I mean, 24.5 disposals, 13.5 contested possessions. He's averaging McGlashan so far this year. And for the Blacks, they've made 3 changes.
Yeah, and again, some big ones. So Zach Dacus, who was one of their best players last week, he's out. He's actually away overseas. Away Macking hurt his knee at training. So that's one of the best players in the league that we look forward to coming and calling. We won't see him today. And Harry Broderick out with a hamstring. They don't expect that to be too serious. Harvey Driscoll, Liam O'Neill come in, as well as Charlie Connell-Tobin, who is a first-year player here at the Blacks. He's come over from Old Carey. He plays his first game for the Uni Blacks today in the number 17.
He averaged 20 touches across 13 games with Old Carey last year, did Charlie Connell-Tobin. Just interesting as well, not that it means too much early days, but their 2 leading goal scorers, Uni Blacks, for the campaign, not there today. Harry Broderick and Zane Cordy, they've each kicked 3, neither playing today. As the teams, they're making their way towards their positions now. It looks like the Blacks are just about ready to go. Old Trinity's still in their huddle, so it gives us just enough time. Gents, for predictions, tips, do we still do that?
Yeah,
sure. Druzy, you're our special comments for Hit IQ.
I think Uni Blacks at home today, they'll be hungry to get that first win of the season. As you said, a couple of big outs. Broderick in that old Haileybury game that I called was a massive connecting piece from the back half to the front half. So he's a big out. But nevertheless, you've got to get a win at some point at home against Old Trinity. It's a big opportunity for them.
I think McGlashan out for Old Trinity sways this one the way of the Blacks slightly. I reckon they'll win by under a kick. Yeah,
it's going to be a close one, this one. I'm really looking forward to this game, but I'm going to favour the home side just. I think I tipped them on the VAFA For the Love of the Game podcast.
Go back and have a listen to it.
Yeah, well, no, don't, because they were going through my tips from last week, and I've not got off to a great start this year, so would rather not listen back and reflect on it. I've got a bit of work to do to chase down Braden May. So here we are, we're all in readiness. Tees just making their way into position. It looks like the Uni Blacks will be kicking to the right of your radio dial in this opening term. University Oval, one of the best grounds in the VAFA. Playing host to 2 teams desperate for 4 points today. We're in position now. Brent Sternberg to call the opening moments.
Under overcast skies here at Melbourne Uni, the Blacks in the all black and Old Trinity in the green with the golden shoulders. Bowler went up and won the first hit out. The ball came underneath and the umpire blew the whistle. Rapid fire. And giving the ball back to the umpire is Smith there for the Blacks. So on the outskirts of the centre circles, we go again. Blacks threatened to win the opening clearance, although here's a chance for Ferrier. And now here's Davidson bringing Old Trinity long towards full forward, and it's clunked at the top of the goal square by Ferrier. It was Curtin, in fact, who won it in the middle, and Ferrier takes the mark, and this will be the first goal for the Tees in the first minute of the match.
Yeah, I think it was Davidson that fed him in there from that half-forward area. Just great positioning, found the one-on-one, and against a very good player in Moorfield, that's a great start for Old Trinity. Couldn't have gone better.
Only had 4 disposals in that win over the Zavs last week, but 2 of those disposals were goals. His first kick of the afternoon sends Old Trinity on their way at the Uni Oval.
Couldn't have hoped for a better start, fellas. Couple of stoppages there, but got on the outside, found the one-on-one, and a great start.
Well, when they were here 2 weeks ago, they got blown out of the water by the Blues. I think the Blues kicked 6 goals straight. And Old Trinity, I think, only had a couple of behinds for their troubles. So much, much better start this time around.
I think the frustrating bit about that game, at half-time in that one, it was 10 straight to 4-5. So the number of scores are about the same. The Uni Blues, they've been ruthless in front of goal. But what a good start this has been for the Tees. The new kids on the block, they're making their presence felt in the opening month of this new season. Tossed up that once more. That time it was Conway who got the tap down, although it's going to be the Tees who win the clearance again. Bowler, he put his teammate under pressure with the hand pass, but they're still going to work it forward here through Teal. Inside the forward 50, bouncing ball. Emery leading his man back to the ball. Might have been held. The umpire waves play on. Hand pass comes across now and a snap towards goal by Jack Jenkins, and they've got another one.
Oy. 2 inside 50s and 2 goals for the Tees. They're all over him, as you've called there. Conway with the hit out, not to advantage, and they just pounce with speed on the outside.
2 straight 12, Old Trinity. Uni Blacks yet to score. 2 minutes gone here in the opening term for Life Performance Sports Medicine. It's been a hot start from the Tees.
You know how they say when you go and you play away from home, try and take the home crowd out of it early?
Yep.
This is how you do it.
They're doing it. They are doing it. Now, Uni Blacks on the back foot from the get-go. They've led both games for periods, but today starting off conceding the first 2. So, bit of work to do.
First quarter scoreboard for Life Performance Sports Medicine sees Old Trinity, who have jumped out of the gates well here at the Uni Oval. They've brought their good form from Toorak Park last week here to the Uni Oval. Just waiting for the ball to be retrieved back to the middle. Blacks have barely gotten their hands on the Sharon. We shape up again in the middle. Still Conway and Bowler going at it. Bowler, who's come to Old Trinity this season from soccer, playing the round ball game.
Unbelievable that he's played soccer and footy, but not cricket.
No basketball background? He's tall enough.
Not this time.
Still in the middle. Toe poke forward there for the Blacks. Here's Aleo trying to get out of a tackle. Handball away to O'Brien and then swiftly on to Oliver, who stubbed his toe as he kicked it. What's going on here? There's a whistle 50 metres away. There's a free kick, is there? The Blacks move it out into the... What's going on here? There is a free kick for the Blacks. It's going to result in a shot at goal.
Yeah, so it must have been a little bit of holding off the ball there. We sort of missed that one because it was a downfield one, and Thomas St. Clair's got the footy, 45-degree angle, about 25 metres out. You'd expect him to kick this one, and yeah, just a lack of discipline there maybe.
It was a free kick, 50 metres off the play. Thomas St. Clair shanks the kick out. Was one that the Blacks really needed.
He just stabbed at that. He sort of leant back on the kick, didn't follow through, didn't really have that linear momentum that we like to see in a set shot, and that's a big chance gone missing.
Misses to the left-hand side, so the Blacks 0-1 and Old Trinity 2 straight 12. And we've played just over 4 minutes in this first quarter.
And the joys of amateur football. Ben Littlefield's got to hop the fence to retrieve the footy. There's no cheer squad today for either side that can chuck the footy back. It's a good contingent on the broadcast wing in front of us here.
Got a bit of green and gold in front of us, Matty. So
yes.
Just be careful what you say.
Yeah, no, the Tees Army have arrived in force this afternoon at University Oval. Now Littlefield in the defensive goal square. Walks back into the field of play, takes his time and drives the kick up towards the wing. Fly coming in from the sides, come off hands, and it's going to be roved here by the Tees. Are away again. Now the sidestep from Wen, who was excellent last week, up towards half forward. Davidson's got it now. Called to go by the umpire, sends it inside 50. Bowler getting forward, got a hand to it. It's come out the back to Ernest. Sweeps a hand pass away, and they should be able to rebound here. Cassidy eventually sends a wobbly old kick out towards the opposite wing. Got to be good here. There's Ted O'Brien. He knocks it forward, gains a bit of territory. This might work, although it's coming back the other way now. Neat hands, and then a good little sidestep here. Once, twice. Getting the hand pass away at the last was McNamara, but he's turned it over. Aleo. And then a kick up the line into a bit of space. Bouncing ball gathered by St. Clair. Wants to sidestep his man. Does it nicely in the end. Drives it up towards full forward. Getting in behind. Doing everything but taking the mark there was Gray. It's come loose. He might get another opportunity. Gray does it. He scores at the second time of asking.
Yeah.
Much needed goal there from the Blacks. And they're on the board. 1-1-7 to 2 straight 12. Approaching 7 minutes gone here on the scoreboard for Live Performance Sports Medicine. Special comments. Thanks to Hit IQ. Here's Druzy.
Yeah, almost lost that opportunity there, an uncontested mark, but does well to follow up. Did well to work to the outside there and then cross it back in across the face of goal where there was the space. And, first goal of the day for the Uni Blacks. They needed that one. Bit of territory now.
Really well done there by St Clair as well at half forward when he took that mark and he turned, and you could tell that his impulse was to move it on quickly, but he saw Littlefield patrolling the goal square, so he just balked the player who was on the mark, and then a pretty well placed kick. It should have been marked by Gray, shouldn't it? Yep. He ends up with the goal. So 12 plays, 7 early days here at the Uni Oval. Grimley goes very high in the ruck, but Manasaka sharks it for Old Trinity. Wen gets the kick out of the middle and slipped and fell on his backside, and that kick's going to go all the way out to the boundary line. And despite the endeavours from Jack Jenkins, wasn't able to touch it and stop it from going out by Lassu. So the Blacks have moved it on quickly. They're now up at half forward. One back by Ingpen of Old Trinity. Goes up towards the wing. Unable to hold on to the mark there was Sam Phillips into the side today for the Tees. It's all gotten a little bit scrappy on the outer side. Manasakis and Davidson, and now Wen sends it the Old Trinity side inside 50 with a beautiful kick. Lace out for this guy again, Tom Ferrier, who kicked the first goal of the game from the top of the goal square. This kick will come from about what are the arcs here? Are they 45 metres?
Call it 50.
Who knows? They're everything. They're all of them.
Picture in your mind a 50-metre arc, and this kick will come from about 45 metres out, but the angle shouldn't trouble Tom Ferrier.
Just early on, I've noticed Conway getting his hand to the ruck contest early. He's been great this season, but none of his hitouts have been to advantage as of yet, so not giving his mids first use.
Tom Ferrier on the runway did not make very good contact at all. And it just slews off the side of the boot and misses to the right-hand side. 1-1 now for Ferrier. 2-1-13 Trinity, 1-1-7 the Blacks.
Moorfield wasting no time, looks to bring the ball back into play, goes past the contest and socket off the ground, gaining a bit of territory. It was a Lassu free kick though. I think it was Connell Tobin who gained the distance, but
what's going on here?
More whistles off the play. I think they've got to come back over the mark here. So taking the kick here is Dom Payman. 6 marks he's taken for the year, Dom Payman. All of them contested. He only knows one way.
Loves it tough.
He sends this kick up the line towards half forward. No one judged it well in the end, except for Campbell Moorfield, who took an easy mark, all things considered, and he's just happy to calm things down at half back.
Yeah, there's a pillar for him down there, Moorfield. He was in the Big V squad last year, one of 4 Uni Blacks, and a very important pillar for them in defence.
Johnny Pring goes with a kick up towards the line, and 2 Blacks players left it for each other, and the Tees are going to swoop here. Setting himself up with Sammartino, who goes in towards full forward, but it's Moorfield again. That was an ill-directed kick, and that's a dangerous kick coming out as well, and it's been turned over too. Jack Hinson swooping in to take the mark, and he wants to move it quickly. Davidson's got it now. He's a little further out from goal. This probably is 50 metres out. He wants to try and hit up the lead inside 50, and Moorfield with his 3rd intercept mark in about 90 seconds saves the day again for the Blacks.
He's been everywhere, Moorfield. He turned the ball over there, but again, making up for that mistake. Let's see if we can see a little bit more cleaner ball use coming out of the defensive 50 here.
Kick was taken on the bounce by Loftus, who then goes bounding through half back and gets his kick towards the outer side. Oliver got there, second running, had to stick the tackle, and we come to a grinding halt. Centre wing outer side. Still Old Trinity leading by a goal here early days on the first quarter scoreboard for Life Performance Sports Medicine. Old Trinity win the conflict on the outer side. Teal's little give. Davidson steps past one. Back to Teal. Old Trinity are at right half forward. Teal sends it inside 50. And this time it's Johnny Pring who goes up and takes the mark at full back. They're starting to get their intercept defenders involved in the game. Here the Blacks up to Aleo at half-back. Spoil made by Beasley. Didn't go high. Ground ball won by Hinson, or Houston I should say. Kicks inside 50. And a ripping mark taken by Alex Emery.
Yeah, a couple of big contest losses on this half-forward flank. Alao's been involved in a couple of them, but we'll give credit to Old Trinity, who are setting up the ground very well and getting repeat entries.
Former best and fairest winner here at the Tees. Of years ago, 2024, that was the year they lost that heartbreaking preliminary final to De La Salle. Only had the 9 touches last week in that big win over the Red and Black, but did kick a goal. This is about a 45-degree angle. We'll kick from just inside the paint of the arc, however far away it is. Emery sends it on a path to goal. It's a beauty. Straight down Broadway, and the 3rd goal for the Tees. And this is a great start for the boys in green and gold. Here's Andrew Cox.
We were right behind that one, and I love to see the linear momentum, lining up your body towards the goals. That was straight in, off the boot, and like you said, Trinity just hunting around the contest. Conway getting the ball in the areas of his mids, but Trinity are just hunting at ground level and then getting on the outside in rapid fashion.
One of their longest tenured players, Alex Emery. It's his 9th season playing footy at the Tees. Come over from Burundara Hawks and prior to that, the Q Comets.
The Q Comets, I remember. The Yarra Junior Footy League. They've got a couple of Q teams out there, the Rovers as well.
Yeah.
Hot start for the Tees. 3-1 plays 1-1. Conway slaps this one forward, just wants to gain territory. But it's coming back the other way. The Tees have done really well at winning the clearances early, although that's a good tackle by Cassidy to lock things up.
Pressure just lifting there, and it needs to for the Blacks. They're on the back foot here big time.
Conway got tapped to the front spot to at that time, and a strong tackle applied there by Data to lock things up and prevent the Blacks from progressing any further up the field.
Crummer's at his feet. Look out for them.
So who won the tap out there? They were engaged in a little bit of a wrestle there, and Two Ruxton will do it once more. That Conway bowler battle looks like it's going to be a good one throughout the course of the afternoon.
Yeah, Conway, ex-Werribee VFL, he's been one of the best players in that position in the comp this year, so it's going to be another stoppage.
Conway taps it into himself at the end as he's falling down on his back. The ball just not leaving this half-forward area for the Blacks in the last couple of stoppages. Was finding a way through there. Eventually being caught was Kelly. 18 touches and 7 intercepts last week for Harrison Kelly. Bowler grabbed it that time. Interesting agricultural hand pass. Umpire was happy with it. Still a dispute here. Bouncing ball. Loftus was in there. And then a good tackle by Bowler, not letting his man go. And another stoppage, and I'll let you try and clear the congestion here, Brent, because I'm having no luck.
3-1 plays 1-1. Old Trinity in front, 13-minute mark, first quarter. Pulled out of the stoppage there from Phillips. Tumbles his kick up near half forward. Davidson flings the handball over his head and running onto it, Ingpen. Handball out the side to Wen. He handballed it off the knee of one of the Blacks players, and it ricochets about 15 metres closer to goal. Chard wins it just near the boundary line. Umpire, quick whistle. Just when Chard looked like he was going to release it.
Yeah, they looked out there, but good scrambling there from the Blacks.
Out near the boundary, 40 from goal. Chard in the ruck, flicks it over his head. It's taken by Cassidy. The pack forms quickly on top of him. They haven't been slow starters this year, the Blacks. They've led at quarter time in each of their first 2 games, but they're just sorting their way through a sticky start on a sticky day, by the way, here in Melbourne. Trinity win the stoppage. Davidson high up and under. Reaching for it there was Coma. They've got it in the pocket, Old Trinity. Emery turns around on the left foot, sends them back towards full forward. Teo slipped through his hands, trying to get back after it at ground level. It's knocked through for a minor score by Curnow. Desperate stuff on defence for the Blacks. Yes, 3-2 plays 1-1.
Sorry, mate. Getting numbers back to support there. So can they just possess the ball a little bit? Needing a bit of control here, the Blacks. It's been pretty chaotic footy so far, and that's on Trinity's terms.
They've managed to work it up towards the wing. Kelly received the hand pass, wanted to go back inside to Connell Tobin, but the hand pass was a bit too casual and it missed him. Kelly's got to go and fight for it once more. He's caught in the tackle, and the umpire says, give it to me. It'll be a stoppage between wing and half-back for the Blacks.
Just a bit of skill execution here needed for the Blacks. Just level head, take an extra second if you need, and find your man, because just slowing them up at the moment, letting them down.
Ernest is caught. The Life Performance Sports Medicine scoreboard, 13-point lead to the Tees.
Definitely haven't missed a beat from last week.
Both rucks got the tap to at that time. Ernest caught in a strong tackle. Umpire happy to wave play on. Connell Tobin scrubbers a kick forward. Doesn't go very far. Loftus in there now. He gets the hand pass back. It's Connell Tobin who's caught in a tackle. And just up against the white picket fence on the far side of the ground. It's a lovely fence that we've got here at the University Oval. It is one of the best grounds to call footy from. And how's this going to be adjudicated? It was tapped towards the boundary line and over, but not on the full, so it'll just be given a boundary throw in instead. Pretty much centre wing, but on the far side of the ground. No spectators near this part of the play.
Bowler's just playing back shoulder. Let's see what he can muster up against a great ruckman. Conway gets there first.
Taps it down, but it's not an effective tap. Still in congestion. Comes out now, though. Here's a chance for the Tees once more. The hand pass coming forward. Got to be gathered cleanly here. Davidson, his kick was smothered. He goes in and applies the tackle. The ball comes free. It's still in dispute. And now the umpire will call for it. The 233s were wrestling for it, Shard and Driscoll. And eventually the umpire says, I'll have to sort this one out.
Louis Davidson in that high half-forward area has been dangerous. Keep an eye out for him. He's already got a goal assist and he's just zipping around everywhere.
Ball came out the side of the stoppage. Ernest gets there to lay the tackle on Ingpen, and it's out of play in the right forward pocket for Old Trinity. That was a critical smother a moment ago, because was it Davidson, I think, that had the footy, and he had 2 or 3 wide open options at the goal mouth. And instead the smother was made and the ball stayed in dispute. At the throw-in in the right forward pocket, Conway's trying to take it out of the ruck. It slipped through his fingers. It's banged away by Cassidy for the Blacks. It bounces up in towards midfield, taken by Bowler. Sends Old Trinity back towards the fringes of the 50. No one able to hold on to the mark. They're just killing them with these ground balls at the moment, Old Trinity. Manasakis is nailed in the tackle by our debutant today, Connell Tobin.
Their tackling pressure is decent. Sorry to cut you off there. It's decent around the contest. It's just the ball use letting them down at the moment, the Blacks, and the ball's leaving in the front half for Trinity.
Manasakis knocked it forward after the restart, only as far as Ernest, who turns the kick over, coming across the top of the 50. Phillips has taken the mark for the Tees on the paint of the arc.
Yeah, again, coming out of D50, turning the ball over. They're a bit of their own worst enemy at the moment. The Blacks inviting the pressure on themselves.
Been playing some good footy in the VFL for the Tigers. Was a little bit unlucky to be dropped from the Richmond team that got smashed by Casey last week. It's a beautiful kick. Lace out from Sam Phillips, and it finds Tom Ferrier in the pocket.
Yeah, let's cover that.
It spun like a deflating balloon off his boot, but it still went to the teammate, so we'll take it.
He had 2 goals last week, and he's lining up for his second now, so can almost equal that tally in the first quarter, which would be a great start for him.
At the 18-minute mark of the first quarter, Ferrier has kicked 1 goal, 1. He's been a presence in this first term. This kick is right up against the boundary in the right forward pockets. 20 metres from goal. Tom Ferrier, dead straight.
Loved it off the boot.
Tom Ferrier with his second. Old Trinity's 4th, and they're using their crowbar to open up a nice little lead here in the first quarter. 4-2-26. The Tees and the Blacks just lagging a little bit. 1-1-7. That's on the first quarter scoreboard for Life Performance Sports Medicine. Have you got anything else to add, Drewsy?
I just think the pressure around the contest at the moment from Old Trinity is giving the Blacks no time on the ball. And when they do have time, they're feeling that pressure. They're turning the footy over. That goal, again, an intercept in the front half of the ground. The kick was meant to be for goal, ends up in the lap of Ferrier, and ends up in a goal in the end. So, what's that lead? 19-point lead now.
Andrew Cox, special comments thanks to Hit IQ, resident wordsmith, Brent Sternberg. Myself, Matthew Donald. Toss back in here in the centre. The Blacks going to win a rare clearance here. Kick up towards half forward. It's ill-directed. Easy pickings for Beasley at half back, and he doesn't want to waste too much time. He kicks one outnumbered contest down the line, comes off hands. They've got it again here, Old Trinity. The hand pass back. That time it was Thatcher. Its hand pass forward is not very good, although Phillips wanted it more than anyone else. He might have been held. Umpire wave play on. It's come out now here. Oliver, kick up the line, up towards half forward. Beasley again. Too strong, drifting in from the side, wants to play on, spears a kick into the centre of the ground. He goes for Bowler. The big fella has to go a long way down to pick it up. And as a result, the Blacks were able to swoop, but there's good pressure from the visitors, lock things up, and they get a stoppage between wing and half forward.
Intercept game getting going now for Old Trinity, setting up the ground, and it starts at the contest, bringing that pressure for those rush kicks and then allowing the backs to set up behind that.
Sinclair taking a turn in the ruck, but it's going to be Trinity who win the clearance again. The kick is high from Hewson up towards full forward, comes off hands. Here's an opportunity for them now, settling and snapping towards goals. Payman, but he just took a little bit too long in the end. Stayed in the field of play though, so maybe it's not all over here. Kick backwards, sacrificing a bit of territory, which is fine because Hewson's taken the mark. The kick was from Emery, who was there in the forward pocket. And now he lines up and he'll be kicking from just inside, just on the 45-metre arc, I've been told, reliably, Brent Sternberg.
That's good. I'm glad we could get to the bottom of that.
That 15-metre kick looked more like 10 to me, and I think the Uni Blacks were protesting that one, but it's been paid and the handball receives on. Handball's
off, and then a long driving kick up towards full forward. In fact, it's carried the distance. It didn't pick up who had the shot, but it's gone through for a minor score regardless.
That was Ben Littlefield.
Yeah. Littlefield, 4-3 plays 1-1. Live Performance Sports Medicine scoreboard.
Time on first quarter. Overcast skies, no wind to tell you about whatsoever. Moorfield plays this near side with the kick in. It's no good. Didn't reach St Clair, and McNamara couldn't believe his luck. Takes the mark just in front of the Old Trinity bench. Crowded 50 up ahead. But Ferrier and Payman have looked like threats, so he will just put it in the vicinity of those two. Went right through the hands of Ferrier. 20 metres out from the Old Trinity goal. Loftus and Robertson combined to bring the Blacks back out towards midfield, and the mark taken by Panopoulos.
Barrel out of defence there.
Really does not have anything in the front half to kick to. He goes in search of Aleo. It gets away from him. Thatcher chases it into the back 50 for Old Trinity. A bit of a fumble. Aleo hunted in the whole way. Oh, and then Hewson, who got it from Thatcher. His handball no good. The Blacks kick towards full forward, where Old Trinity have the Holy Trinity back there. 3 players who could have gone after the football. Beasley got it short to Phillips, and then Phillips in short to Manasakis at centre half back for the Tees.
The pressure's just building around the contest, and I think the Blacks are trying to get numbers around it to work the ball out by hand and then just up the ground. No one to go to.
Beasley to Hinson. So just happy to take the sting out of it a bit here. Switch it around, kick it short, too short, not 15 according to the umpire, but they've got plenty of time and space to make something of it here. Davidson goes up towards half forward, but it was an ill-directed kick, looking for Curtin, but Ernest shut the door and takes the mark.
Just a mature head, calming things down here. Ooh, kicks it down the wing.
It's a floaty old, ugly sort of a kick. In the end, it's going to work out here for the Tees. Ingpen gets it with a kick up the line. Curnow has to apply the tackle, and then Hewson applies the tackle. It stacks on the wing over there.
Just hunting and
still a dispute. And that was a nice little turn out of trouble there by Data, and it sets the Tees away. Hand pass over the top, and then one more. This overlap run has been really impressive in the opening term. Kick up towards Emery at centre half forward. He wants to wheel and go. He's got a man on over the top. Getting him behind, taking the mark is Jack Jenkins, and he can line up for his second goal of the quarter.
Fast footy on the outside from Old Trinity, and a massive contest win on the outside. Bit of skill with the pirouette, and it just opened the ground up. All of a sudden, the Tees were out, and they've found their man in Jack Jenkins, who's going to line up for his second.
It was great bit of play by Campbell Data.
Brilliantly taken out of the pack, wasn't it?
It was. Jack Jenkins got a goal last week. Can he make it a second here today? No, he's pushed this across to the right. A minus score for him. 1-1 for Jack Jenkins. 4-4-28. Old Trinity. Uni Blacks 1-1-7. 23.5 gone on the opening quarter scoreboard for Life Performance Sports Medicine.
Blacks quickly from the kick into the outer side. Ernest took a bounce, and then that's his second kick in a row that has left a bit to be desired. I don't know if that was Latsu or out on the full, but all the same thing, really.
Yeah, take your pick. The ball use at the moment from the Blacks has just been non-existent. Even out of the goal square there, they just took it quick and found an option in Ernest, but that second kick, can they just chain a couple together?
Sammartino brings it in up the line. No one able to take the mark. Hinson ended up on the bottom of the pack, and then it's pulled clear just when the umpire was ready to blow his whistle by Ernest. He goes looking for Panopoulos. It gets away from him. Wasn't touched. Where's that gone out?
Outside the 45-metre mark.
So a turnover in possession. Beasley will take the kick at right half back for Trinity. Right underneath the scoreboard that says Old Trinity leading by 21 points. 4-4 playing 1-1. Beasley just kicks it high and long up to the next contest where it's pretty well taken, yes, by Payman.
Is that another contested mark?
Juggling mark, short kick in towards half back. Here's Hewson. Got the reprieve today after McGlashan was the late out. And so far they haven't missed him. Here they go again with the slow methodical play. The Tees, this is Davidson. And gives up a bit of ground. Oh, Hinson takes the one-handed mark. Playing with fire a little bit defensively here, Old Trinity. Sammartino can bring it out to Beasley in the left back pocket.
They've got the +1 out here if they can use it. A bit slow with the ball movement.
So Beasley just off a step, just hoiks it down the line, puts everything into it. Big pack of players fly. No one able to claim the mark at ground level now all of a sudden. Manasakis trying to spin out of trouble, but he's brought to a halt. The umpire will call for it. Tossed up between wing and half forward here for the Blacks. We've ticked over 25 minutes gone here in this opening term. Conway gets it back to Oliver. He's caught. That's holding the ball.
Oh, you reckon?
Well, the umpire was hot on the whistle. Yeah. Free kick going the way of the Tees. It's a good tackle. I don't know about the holding the ball rule. I'm not going to get involved in that.
It's been contentious.
Free kick to the Tees. Long kick up the line. Now, Bowler might have been slightly nudged under the ball. Umpire said it was all legal. It's going to work out here for the Blacks. The hand pass now. Looked at, well, that slewed off the outside of Chalkley's fist. McNamara wins it back, hands it over to the big fella, the ruckman, bowler, and then slapped towards the boundary line. Is it going to stay in play? No. Goes over Moorfield, happy to just kill the contest, and the umpire says we'll throw it in inside, attacking 45.
Which
for
huddle?
Old Trinity.
Sorry, Matty. Which huddle are you going to at quarter time?
I'm gonna go to the Old Trinity.
It's a good decision. That's a good decision.
Start, but I might interview Dale Bauer. So, bit of both.
Kick was smothered, still alive here for the Tees. Slick hand pass back. In fact, no, the umpire said that was holding the ball too. And the Blacks are going to take advantage here. They'll run this one up the wing. Hand pass over the top and a bounce for Liam O'Neill, who spears a kick up the line. Nice. Tom Sinclair's got it. Operating with the socks up, does Tom Sinclair. He goes in towards the forward pocket. Aleo was the target, but he was outnumbered. And the Tees conspire to see it out of play, and it's good to see that stand over there has undergone a bit of running repairs over the summer. It's looking in much better shape than what it was last year.
Is it?
Well, much better shape. That was falling apart last year.
I hate to have seen it last year.
No, that's looking in great shape now. It's good to see.
The Blacks in attack here, throwing in the right forward pocket. Dyder's little handball didn't really help anybody's cause. Bowler and Teal. Muck around with it. A huge hit from Teal on Smith. The Blacks go towards full forward. The juggling mark is taken by Ingpen. Everybody's up 50. And feeling okay. As there's a 50-metre penalty that will take Old Trinity from full-back into midfield. Did you see what that was for, Drizzy?
I think it was encroachment. A mark was paid and then a few runners by is what I could gather from that one. There was a massive spearing tackle in there as well. I missed who it was, but just bringing the heat in the D50, Old Trinity.
So the Tees lead by 21 points. We're heading for quarter time. McNamara marks on the broadcast wing. A little slip. Goes looking for Comer at left half forward. Thrown to ground dangerously by Chalkley.
Yeah.
And the umpire pays the free kick for the dangerous tackle.
Yeah, Chalkley there with a dangerous slinging tackle. You don't want to see those ones. That put Comer in a potentially threatening position.
I thought you were going to say it.
I did.
He's okay.
He's fine.
Did he go into the book for that, Chalkley? Not sure.
Very swift work by the umpire, he did.
Comer, long to the hot spot. Late chance potentially here for the Tees. Ferrier got past him. Jenkins screws it back around the body. Retrieved on the last line by Kelly, who goes very short across the face to Connell Tobin. He's got a little bit of it in his Uni Blacks debut. Short kick to Loftus. And Loftus, surprisingly, wants to get things moving again. Back to Connell Tobin. His kick smothered. And then unable to keep the ball alive. They didn't get much territory there, the Blacks. It's out of bounds just outside the 45-metre arc at left half forward for Old Trinity. 4-4 they are, leading the Blacks 1-1.
Getting a bit chippy now. Bit of frustrations boiling over.
Scoring has dried up a bit. The opening 15 minutes was a goal feast. Clearance here by the Blacks. Kick up towards the wing. O'Neill going back with the flight. Sinclair as well. Beasley leads them all in the end. And there's a little bit of a shove and a bit of a slip, but it all conspires to see him crash into the fence, and he's limping away there, Hugh Beasley.
If you need a picket fence, whoever makes these ones, these are sturdy. I thought he was going to go through that.
I think there's an indentation there. He's thudded it. He's a big fella too, Beasley. He's thudded into it, but he looks to be running it off. He's still got a bit of a limp as he works his way back towards full back, and there's going to be a whistle, a free kick. Advantage was paid, and there wasn't really an advantage there, and they sort of half work it out in the end. Clever little flick on from Davidson, but it's going to work out here for the Blacks in the end. Gray running up the centre. His kick was smothered. Sinclair's got it now at half forward. Wheels around, goes around with the kick. It was spoiled away. It was O'Neill who was the target, and they work it out again to Old Trinity. Here's Davidson once more. He's been busy in this opening term. Little clipped kick up the line. Courage required. Good effort to go back with the flight, but Ernest was there at the ground level. Kick up towards half forward. The mark's been taken on the side by Cassidy. Has the mark been paid? Looks like it has been. He marked it right on the siren, so he's entitled to go back and have a shot, but this will take his very best. He'll be kicking from right on the boundary and will need to kick it about 60 metres.
You just felt the pressure lift in that last 5 minutes from the Uni Blacks, and not going to get an opportunity, or maybe they will, but he'll have to kick it about 60 metres.
Has to stay on the straight line here, Jack.
What a team lifter this would be for Cassidy. He comes in now, he goes for it. It's got close, he's got the distance.
Fair effort.
Very good effort indeed from Jack Cassidy. Alas, it all counts. It's just the one behind to the total. And at quarter time, the score reads the Uni Blacks 1-2-28, Old Trinity 1-1-2-8, Uni Blacks. Old Trinity 4-4-28 that quarter, nearly going 30 minutes. The first term brought to you by Live Performance Sports Medicine. And now special comments. Well, Drewsy's off, but that's all right. Brent, give us your thoughts on how you thought that opening term played out.
Well, they sort of turned it into a bit of a scrap, the Blacks, didn't they, after those first 10 minutes, dominated by Old Trinity. I think the Tees might be a little bit disappointed that lead's not bigger. Eight scores to just the 3 going the other way. Quite frankly, the Blacks haven't really looked like kicking a goal, have they? So, yeah, I'd stay away from Dale Bell at quarter time here, Druzy, if I were you. The goal kickers quickly, Matty, would you like them?
Yes, please.
Yeah, Ferrier has kicked 2. This is for Old Trinity. The leaders at quarter time. Ferrier has kicked 2, and then singles to Emery and Jenkins, and just the one goal kicker for the Blacks, Max Gray.
This is the VAFA Williamback match of the day, live here on the VAFA TV and the SEN app. And just a reminder as well that this is Premier Men's showcase round. Every single game of the Premier Men's fixtures this weekend is available for you on vafa.com.au. A mega wall is going, so tune into that one. You can flip between all the different games. And if you come across this one, as things stand, a 20-point lead to the Tees at quarter time. Back with the second term right after this.
VAFA action is back, and you can catch the award-winning VAFA William Buck Premier Men's SEN Match of the Day every Saturday afternoon. Listen to all the VAFA footy action live on the SEN website and SEN app today from 1:45 p.m.
Are you thinking about pulling on the boots and having a kick in 2026? If so, we'd love to have you in the VAFA. Australia's largest senior footy competition has teams suited to all ages and experience, from under-19s to seniors. Log on to vafa.com.au, check out our club directory and find a club near you.
Hey guys, it's Dylan Buckley here. Footy's back, and so is Tackle Your Feelings round. As a proud partner of the VAFA, Tackle Your Feelings is ready to pull on the boots at your club this season to deliver free mental health training. So be a champ for mental health this season. Email pranav@vafa.com.au. That's pranav@vafa.com.au to secure your club's spot for a Tackle Your Feelings workshop.
Hey guys, at GYG we never compromise on the quality of our food. That's why we only serve 100% free-range chicken. We're on a mission to reinvent fast food, because who said fast food had to be bad food? Love ya.
The VAFA Rising Star Award recognises the competition's most talented young players. Each week, the VAFA Rising Star Committee receives nominations for one male and one female player aged 20 years or under who played no more than 7 senior games before this season. Our overall season winners will be declared the VAFA Rising Stars for 2026. So if your club has a young gun making their mark, nominate them now at media@vafa.com.au.
Stay up to date with all the latest from the Victorian Amateur Football Association with the brand new VAFA app. Stay connected with live scores, fixtures, stats and news from across the Victorian Amateur Football Association right at your fingertips. Download the VAFA app today from the App Store or Google Play and never miss a moment.
Keep up to date with everything that's happening around the VAFA by subscribing to our socials. We're on Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook and LinkedIn. Has someone just taken a screamer or kicked goal of the year? Send us your best and we might share them around the league. Join in the fun with all the best pics, videos, stories and reels from around the competition. They're all on VAFA socials. Search VAFA and VAFA Women's on your favourite platforms.
Listen in to the award-winning VAFA William Buck Premier Men's SEN Match of the Day this Saturday afternoon on SEN's new no-delay streaming product, SEN Stadium. That's VAFA Footy, live with no delay, Saturday from 1:45 p.m. Listen via the app.
Welcome back to University Oval. It is quarter time here in round 3. VAFA William Buck Premier Men's action, and it is the new kids on the block, Old Trinity, who've come up from Premier B, who have made a bit of a statement here in this opening term. They hold a 20-point advantage at quarter time, 4-4-28 to 1-2-8 over the University Blacks. And for the second week in a row, the Tees making a bit of a statement on enemy territory. Matthew Donald is my name. I've got Brent Sternberg with me. Brent, we'll go around the grounds for the Partners Wealth Group before we sink our teeth a little more into this. What scores have you got from us?
Well, I've just opened up the Play HQ app, Matty. I'm seeing nothing. It's shooting blanks at the moment. But just to remind everybody, you don't need to rely on the Play HQ app today. All of the games are being streamed with commentary as well. So I wish I could give you some scores around the ground, but I'm currently looking at dashes rather than numbers, which is always disappointing.
That's quite all right. Blaming technology is always a good default there, Brett. But yes, the Premier Men's Showcase weekend.
Oh, wait a second.
We got something.
Wait a second, Matty.
Oh,
no, hang on. I'm going back and forth here. I can tell you at quarter time that the Uni Blues lead the Caulfield Grammarians 3-9. The Blues 3-9-27. To the Fields 3-1-19, so we'll make that an 8-point margin. And Old Haileybury are killing Old Brighton. Yes, I said that correctly. 4 straight, the Bloods, 4 straight, 24. Old Brighton, just the one behind.
Oh,
goodness gracious me!
Oh, what a turn up that is for the books. If Old Haileybury
that is at quarter time, by the way. So Old Brighton have been held goalless in the first quarter.
That is an amazing stat. What we might do just in a moment. The huddle is about to break with Old Trinity, and we'll try and get Donald McDonald's thoughts. And Druzy, he's the only Druzy that I know. He's going to have a chat with Donald McDonald.
He'd be pretty happy, wouldn't he, Donald? I reckon he'd be super happy with them. We'll get the official word in a moment. I reckon he'd be happy with the way this midfield is going without McGlashan, and in particular, the fight that Bowler is putting up in the ruck against Conway, who's a much more experienced player than young Camille Bowler.
Well, we'll head down now to ground level because Druzy has got the coach of Old Trinity, Donald McDonald, with him.
Dale, obviously not an ideal start. How do you aim to change it this quarter?
To work a bit harder. They were harder at the ball. They were more numbers. Just worked a lot harder than us in all 3 phases. So we need to even up in that area. Otherwise, we can't win.
Is there much change, or is it just getting it right at the source for you?
Getting it right at the source for starters, and then we'll see if we can play some front half game. At the moment, they're getting a front half game.
Beautiful. I appreciate your time, mate. Thank you.
It's a very Dale Bauer sounding Donald McDonald there on the boundary line with our boy Andrew Cox. Thank you for that there, Coxie. The Uni Blacks in a bit of trouble. 20 points down at quarter time. 4 goals 4 to 1 goal 2. The second term will be brought to you by McGrath Real Estate. Proud to be Old Trinity's major sponsor for 2026. It's been an impressive start here from the Tees, who have been impressive in the opening 3 games of this Premier Men's season with a step up. It's fair to say. The Uni Blacks have a bit of work to do from here, though.
Well, in the 5 quarters that they've played since that slip-up here against the Blues in round 1, they have looked every bit of a William Buck Premier team, Old Trinity, and again, without McGlashan, who was their best player last year. And through half an hour's worth of football, they haven't really missed him. We go for the second quarter here. This is for McGrath Real Estate. Old Trinity start with a 20-point lead. And the Tees are going to the right of your radio dial. There's surely got to be a free kick in the middle going the way of Luke Teal, who was being clawed down by Curnow, and Teal didn't have the footy. So just backward of the centre circles, the first inside 50, I'll call it, will go the way of the Tees. Coming out on the lead, Emery took a very strong mark with Chalkley, I think it was, wearing him like a cheap suit. And they're going to get a look inside the first minute of the second quarter. Emery, who did kick one of those 4 goals in the opening term.
Came soaring at that football, Emery, at half forward, and just the start that Old Trinity were after.
So he'll kick it from just outside the arc. He's gone a long way back off the mark, by the way. He's in the middle of the Uni Oval. He's directly in front. The players congregate on the goal line. Emery, long run up. Deliberate approach, kicks it from inside the centre square. It carries the journey comfortably, but just went the wrong side of the stick. And so 1-1 for Emery. The Tees are 4-5. The Blacks are 1-2. Very early stages of the second quarter.
For McGrath Real Estate, Moorfield brings it in. The kick is short. Curnow trapped it nicely. Back to Moorfield. His kick was smothered this time, though. Bit of pressure on here from the Blacks. The Tees have stepped it up. And then a good spoil over the boundary line. Great bit of defensive pressure there from the Tees. Kills the contest. It goes out of play. It was Coma who got the last spoil in, knocks it over the boundary line. And it's turned a Uni Blacks ball into a 50-50 contest here at half forward for the Tees. Toss back in here. Conway managed to get front spot. And then a tackle applied there by Teal on Paddy Smith. Lock things up. Yes, and another stoppage here.
I was in the stoppage of the Trinity defence, and they want to make the ground small, really condense the field, and they did that right there with the spoil.
Kelly goes back to Loftus, back to Kelly, back to Loftus. Goes to the handball, back to Moorfield. This is all on the defensive goal line here. And Loftus again following up. Scrubby little kick. It's been turned over. The Tees win it back. Kick it towards full forward. All the meat in the sandwich there was Jenkins, who was brought down. And there's a whistle, a free kick for a hold. And it's going to go the way of the Blacks. They'll get out of it. And it's going to be Brent's boy, Johnny Pring, who's got it at fullback.
The pressure that Trinity are bringing in this game is absolutely immense, just like last week against Old Zav. And yeah, they're just bringing it. That's what Dale Bauer, who I was down in the huddle off at quarter time, said. Where's our pressure? It's lacking, and you're not going to get anywhere in a game if you can't match it at the source.
Pring's kick sails out of bounds on the full. They have not come to play today, the Blacks. They are in all sorts. McNamara will drive the Tees back inside forward 50. Conway stands tall. How else could he stand? But he couldn't take the mark, and he ended up being jumped on by Comer.
But then thought he had that one.
Yeah, he had a big piece of it. Ball up in the left forward pocket for Old Trinity. 4-5-29 plays 1-2-8. That's for McGrath Real Estate. Can they find a 450 stoppage goal here, the Tees? Smith for the Blacks had his kick smothered, ricocheted straight back into the congestion. And around they go. And Harrison Kelly gives the football back to the umpire. We're still in the left forward pocket. Green and gold going to the right of the dial in this second quarter. Umpire watching and now balling upping as we're still in the left forward pocket for the Tees.
Conway, good show of strength. Moorfield flips the hand pass away. And eventually just being taken over the boundary line there was Chalkley. It was Dieter who applied the tackle on him. And underneath the scoreboard.
He's a really important player for them, Chalkley. When you're talking about turning defence into attack, he's the one to look for. So a bit of ball use from him. Won't go astray in this quarter as they are hemmed in their defensive 50.
Bowler used the body well, protected the drop zone. Kelly. Oh, it's a good tackle by Davidson, and he's going to be rewarded with a free for holding the ball. He had it a long time, Harrison Kelly. Davidson just would not let go. And the reward is now a free kick for Davidson. He'll be kicking from that 45-metre arc. He should be within range here.
He has had a rapid start to this game. He's been everywhere, holding the ball call there, but on the ball, setting up his teammates. Speak about deserving a goal. This bloke so far has been immense for Old Trinity.
Old Trinity can put the Blacks out of the game, I think, in these next 10 minutes if they can capitalise on these opportunities. 28 touches and 6 tackles last week for Louis Davidson, but yet to kick a goal for the season. So talk about deserving one. He's been lively across half forward to start this match. He sends the kick on its way. It's got the distance, but he pulled it across to the left, and it's gone through for a minor score. They extend their lead by another point. 4-6-30. The Tees, Uni Blacks 1-2-8, and that is on the McGrath Real Estate scoreboard. We're approaching 5 minutes in this second term.
I just want to see, they can't even chain 2 kicks together here, the Uni Blacks. There's one.
They've somehow got it out to the flank where it's been marked by Pring. Back to Moorfield, not 15. Moorfield's kick a shocker. Connell Tobin wrapped up by Jenkins. The tackle went high. And they are bailed out, the Blacks. Connell Tobin up towards the wing. Dreadful kick straight to Ingpen. And Ingpen's got possession for Old Trinity. Short to Manasakis, who wheels onto the left boot. It's a floater in towards midfield, but even their shanks are finding targets. The Old Trinity side. Comer out to Dida, who steps around Ernest on the mark. Kept the kick low into the 50. And taking the finger tipper, the juggling mark is Phillips. And the opportunities at goal just keep stacking up for the Tees. They've got to start to take them, Drizzy.
Yeah, the pressure's mounting at the moment, just on the back foot. And it's Trinity, like you said, even a bad kick's coming off for them at the moment. We saw the same thing in the first quarter. Everything's going their way. And it's going to start at the source if the Blacks want to get back into this one. But at the moment, Old Trinity is gliding across the deck.
Sam Phillips just inside the arc, right in front, a goal. And the alarm bells are ringing at the Uni Oval for the Blacks. They are in deep doo-doo.
They're not just ringing. The faithful here are getting restless. You're hearing just frustrations coming out. You're seeing players running onto the bench, sort of shaking their head. And the underdogs, first season in the league, Old Trinity are in complete control of this contest.
11 scores to 3. If they'd kicked straight, this game could be over already.
Wow, yeah. Here we go. So centre bounce here. How are they going to hunt it at the source? They've got the superior ruckman in Conway coming up against someone that was playing soccer last year. They need to take advantage of that. No more excuses here out of the centre.
So it is Conway who gets the tap, and then the kick from Smith up towards centre forward, diving in, taking the mark right on the chalk of 45 is Cassidy. And he's just going to go back and have a shot as his teammates flood back towards the goal square. He's going to take it upon himself to get the journey from here. I tell you what, this is badly needed.
It is. And let's just see, this is a low percentage shot, really.
Yeah, yep.
But can they just lock it in, set up a little bit of field position?
We saw him have a shot on the quarter time siren and got the distance from further out.
It's going to go to the drop punt.
The distance shouldn't be an issue here for Jack Cassidy. He's virtually directly in front. He's kicked it into the man of the mark. He's just tried to get a bit too close. And Gray comes flying in. Umpire wave play on. Aleo tries to bust through 3, 4. He's gone.
Oh, he's lucky.
He stopped
Yeah.
He took him on and he got caught and he didn't try and get rid of it. The umpire gives him the benefit of the doubt.
Not sure what happened there. He genuinely stopped whilst running through that contest.
Conway tapped it down. O'Neill was in there. Smith. This is why I've given up on holding the ball, gents, because I thought that was the most obvious one you'll see all day, and I still picked it wrong.
It was, Matty.
Take 3. Conway. Hand pass comes out. Coming the other way is Connell Tobin, who tries to bust through, but he can't, and he's caught. And another stoppage.
So they've got the spare man in defence here, the Uni Blacks. So front half footy now. Can we see it result in a goal?
Desperately in search of one they go, the Blacks. The ball comes underneath. Umpires there watching on. Ball given back to the umpire by Phillips, who kicked that last goal a moment ago to get this nice little lead. Big lead, really. Growing all the time for Old Trinity as Conway can't escape with ball in hand. 28 points the margin. 5-6 plays 1-2. We've played 8.5 minutes in this second quarter. The Blacks, flying shot from out of the pack that come from Aleo. No hesitation that time. It just scrapes in for a minus score. They're going very slowly on the scoreboard. The Blacks, 139 they are now, trailing Old Trinity, 5-6-36, the McGrath Real Estate scoreboard.
Well, at least they've got a bit of territory now. Can they lock it in?
So Thatcher walks out of his defensive goal square and sends a kick up towards half-back. It comes off hands. Robertson, he might have been taken high there. He was. But careless in the end, and a free kick goes the way of Henry Robertson, who can send this back inside 50. Goes with a short kick up to Paddy Smith.
He was in the best last week. Sorry, mate.
Looking for a hand pass, but there wasn't anyone there. Now there is. Gives it over to Robinson. He sends it in towards the forward pocket. Comes off hands. Payman gets the hand pass away. Now McNamara looks to accelerate away from the contest. He does. Gets a hand pass across and then a kick out towards Curtin, who marks it half back. He can run a bit now, and he's got a man alongside for the hand pass if he wants. Instead, he chooses to go long up the line. Having to go spoiled there was Ferrier, and it's fallen now here for Pring. Goes across the field of play. Good kick. And now mark's been taken by Gray, who's got license to run. Goes with the kicking board to Smith. He had 9/10 of it, and that was enough according to the umpire. He takes the mark. And now he's called back over the mark by the umpire. So Paddy Smith's got it here in the centre of the ground. Wants to go backwards with the kick and now bring it out here to Moorfield. It's right in front of us here, broadcast side.
Just in front of us there. They had the +1 Old Trinity by hand. Went to a 2-on-1 in the end by foot, and the ball's going to end up in the hand of the Blacks.
Oh, Johnny Pring has turned it over. Kick. Now it's at half forward all of a sudden. Trying to loop the hand pass was Dieter. Pring's got to go back and retrieve it. He does well in the end. He goes looking for Moorfield. Will this stay in play? It does, and the umpire is happy to say off hands. Out of play, boundary throw in, not a lasso free kick, but regardless, it'll be at half forward for the Tees.
The Blacks need to eject this DVD, blow on it, and then put it back in. This ain't working.
I didn't mind what I saw there, just to control the game a little bit, just control the footy. We haven't seen it all day from him as they handball it into the corridor.
Yeah, Conway got it out of the ruck. Smith, and now Oliver tumbled a little kick. It didn't clear the area. Ingpen, tapped brilliantly towards Davidson, who kicks a stunning Old Trinity goal.
He's been everywhere, this kid. Deserves a goal big time.
Once again, that didn't look great off the boot, but it just wobbled and floated and found its way home. I didn't quite catch who that was that tipped it from out of the contest, but it was so clever. Matty's trying to tell me who it was. Oh, no, he's trying to tell me that it's a goal of the day contender. And you're right. Goal of the day for Smith Futural. That all come about from that terrible Johnny Pring kick across half-back.
Just bringing the pressure on. And again, to set up that goal, it was just a corridor, no-look handball that turned the footy over. So just careless decision-making here. And the way that the old Tees are playing, they're going to make you pay.
We're still ironing out the commentary kinks in our symmetry. Brent Sternberg, myself, Matthew Doll, Andrew Cox on with special comments for Hit IQ. Conway, tap that down. That's nice. Connell Tobin bursts away from the stoppage, kicks up towards half forward, but he's turned it over again.
He's nearly been their best player outside of that kick for the Blacks.
Short to Dieter. He goes up the line, and he kicks to the big fella bowler. And that's kicked like a ruckman over the head of Davidson. Loftus, well, he doesn't really know what to do. He goes in with board with the kick to Kelly, which works well enough. And he's going to switch it here. The target is Oliver, and it just gets over the head there, and he takes the mark. Might open things up now. Cassidy over to Robertson, running pass up towards half forward. Connell Tobin again. He wants to go. He's too far out to score. He's going to try and hit up a lead, and he did almost to St Clair. Got hands to it, but it was knocked away from him. Gee, the Old Trinity defence has been outstanding in this first half, and now Manasakis has it at half back. They look to rebound again. It's like clockwork. Just Dieter's got it now.
Just wearing him like a second sock there, right behind him. It was a good kick. The hands were outstretched, but Trinity just on the ball at the moment in every facet.
Dieter up the line. Robertson just has to thump this one away, and again Emery's just happened to see that over the line. I think you as well got to pick up on this, Brent. I think you blow the VHS, not the DVD.
Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, no, you shine the DVD.
Yeah, you shine the DVD.
Depends how dusty it is.
Yeah, and you blow into the cartridge as well. And you go again.
Oh, golly. We go again, all right. 13.5-minute mark of the second quarter. Throw in on the broadcast wing. Trinity win the football. McNamara races through half forward. Kicks towards Chart. Oh, brilliantly won by Johnny Pring. On the last line of defence for the Blacks.
Playing back shoulder there. Good positioning.
6-6 plays 1-3. They've played more than 40 minutes of football here, the Blacks, for one goal. As they head towards the outer side, and they'll get a free kick in the marking contest. And it's going to be a 50-metre penalty. It wasn't given back on the full. So this is going to be an opportunity and a shot at goal here for the Blacks. I think this is Chalkley.
Was it lack of discipline, or was it dark arts there to back up where the ball was thrown? I couldn't quite tell.
Okay, it's not quite going to be a shot at goal, but Chalkley goes in search of Vesio, who's been completely invisible in this first half. He's not able to take the mark. Umpire pulls out a free. Which way is it going? It's
from the high.
Yeah, the out of zone umpire has given it the way of Jack Henson.
You speak of Vesio there. He had a strong game a couple of weeks ago against Old Haileybury, just zipping around the feet of the key forwards. So when they go inside, need a bit of presence at ground level from guys like him.
Only had the 3 touches last week, Vesio, but did manage 2 goals. So low possession, high impact game if ever I've seen one. Off hands with the kick out towards the back flank.
But we shouldn't pick on Vesio, I don't think. They've got 15 players that could lift the Blacks.
No, it's definitely been a team effort, certainly from Old Trinity. Like a 33-point lead. Conway tapped it down, and there'll be a whistle for a free kick, and the advantage is going to be paid here. It's going to go the way of Old Trinity, and now the hand pass looping forward. Oh, in acres of space all of a sudden is Payman, and he's got another one over the top. Shard to the goal square on his own goal. Such slick football from half-back to full forward with such swiftness and precision. And another excellent team goal from the Tees. 7-6-48 plays 1-3-9. Another goal a day contender for Smith Futrell. And Eddie Chard gets himself on the board, his second goal of the season, and the margin is now 39 points in favour of the visitors.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit ugly now for the Uni Blacks. You can see that they're trying and their desperation's there, but just the execution, again, around the contest, they're getting their hands to it first, but Old Trinity, that second ball outside of that first ring, they are just all over him here, and it's showing on the scoreboard now, 7 goals, 6.
And just fun. Sorry, Drew, they're just far more proactive in the way that they're using and moving the footy Old Trinity, and they come racing out of the middle again. Phillips tosses it up towards full forward. It clears Ferrier and Pring. Pring would do well to knock it through for a behind. It's actually gone the wrong side of the stick. That is to say, it's gone out of bounds. The umpire has cut him some slack and called for a boundary throw-in.
So just to support my point, last week they were plus 18 clearances, plus 42 hit-outs, but that contest dominance isn't translating for this squad. They were negative 10 ground balls and negative 10 loose ball gets. So hunting around the stoppage, but outside of that, it's not going well for him.
Conway knocks it down. Oliver runs onto the crumb and kicks beautifully out to the broadcast wing for Aleo. just in front of the Blacks benches. The boy who's playing his VFL footy this year with Sandringham. Bites off a lot with the kick. It's spoiled away, come right back to Aleo. His handball wasn't much better, really. Smith's handball then smothered. Went to second time. Somehow they've gotten out of the jam, the Blacks. Oliver kicks up towards left half forward. Well judged there by Littlefield. Wasn't able to take the mark, but quickly away to Henson. And now Jenkins, who's in the back 50, spills the mark. Here comes Kelly to apply the tackle, but Jenkins slips away and kicks towards the outer side. Manasakis got a little piece of it. Chalkley there. Ernest as well. Manasakis ushers Joel Ernest over the boundary line. Will throw it in on the outer side.
Even just like a broken tackle on that far side then could have wrapped him up. They've won a stoppage on the half-forward flank, the Uni Blacks, but just small fundamentals of the game they need to get right to get back into this one.
Bowler reaches in front of Sinclair to win the tap down. Manasakis with a kick forward, a looping hand pass over the head, and now it's Bowler and they're away again once more here, the Tees. Kick inside 50, looking for Emery, bouncing ball, can he keep it in play? No, he can't.
Sharon saved them there. Again, just one handball to the outside, and it's a training drill at the moment.
If you were going to go down to the Blacks huddle at half-time, you could probably just stay here, Druzy. You'll hear Dale. You'll hear him.
Oh, the message will be loud and clear. 7-6-48 plays 1-3-9, 18 minutes gone in this second term for McGrath Real Estate, and it's been all the Tees here at University Oval. Moorfield taking a turn in the ruck, punches this one away. Hinson leading the race back to the footy, but the boundary line beat him to it, and it will be a boundary throw in. So they've gained about 20 metres there of the Blacks and cleared the defensive 45, but still in a world of trouble. 39-point deficit as things stand as we approach time on in this first half. Bowler tapped it back. Sinclair looked to Rover. Bowler's going to fight on. Somehow gets the hand pass forward. Kelly, slick hands. And a sweeping hand pass comes away. And now the Blacks will look to rebound. Another errant hand pass forward. Curnow used the body well. He got the hand pass away. And now a kick inside, attacking 50 up towards full forward. Playing in front, Vesio got hands to it. Couldn't complete the mark. He's got to go in and fight in after it now. It's come out here. Hand pass away. Connell Tobin has a flying shot at goal that's gone across the face. As it stayed inside the field of play, I think it's just bounced inside the line and gone out for a boundary throw-in. Up against the behind post for the Blacks. They'll get a boundary throw in close to goal.
It's a better result than a behind for them. Keep it inside their forward 50. And just, again, a dropped mark, uncontested shot on goal ends up out on the full, or not out on the full, but out of the field of play. So
heading for time on in the second quarter for McGrath Real Estate. Throwing in the right forward pocket for the Blacks. Wen's got it. He's tackled immediately by Curnow. And we'll have another stoppage inside 50 for the Blacks. That is 1-3-9. All how they have toiled. And Trinity 7-6-48. Trying to get it out of there was Curnow again.
Oh,
now he sticks the tackle. Yes, umpire had a good look. Not paid. And now Lockie Knight kicked the ball away. There's a free kick for the Blacks here. They don't pay the advantage because it was marked on the goal line. Who's the beneficiary of this free kick here for the Blacks?
Is it Allow? It is.
Yeah.
Allow, yep.
So a rare shot at goal here for the Uni Blacks. It's going to fall on the boot here of Leon Allow, who has had his moments good, bad and ugly in this first half.
It's been a very almost game for him, I feel like. He's been sort of there or thereabouts, but just like the entire team, just lacked a little bit of polish. But this will be a massive one. They need to see one go through.
Kick will come from 35, 40 metres out. It's just away to the right. Allow makes his approach. It's a short one. It's an effective one.
He's got it.
It's a desperately required Blacks goal.
Good kick. Right outside the coat of paint. He liked it off the boot. And, yeah, as you said, desperately needed for the game, for the club, for everyone involved. That's just a nerve settler, somewhat.
First goal of the second quarter. It took the best part of 21 minutes. And the boy I mentioned he's playing with Sandy this year in the VFL. Did play a few games earlier this season, but joined the Blacks from Ormond Footy Club. 10 games in the premiership season last year for Trinity.
Badly needed goal. Makes a run of 5 in a row for the Tees. They try and get a couple together. Conway tapped it back. He was looking for Connell Tobin, but Bowler's going to get there. Slaps it forward and again. And he's going to lead it again here, Bowler. Hacks it off the ground. Bowler goes again. He's worked this one all the way into the forward pocket. Connell Tobin's had a bit of a fumble. He's going to pick it up again. Bowler, if he kicked that goal, it would have been amazing. In the end, it's going to be one out here by the Blacks. Dangerous kick up towards the half-back flank. Driscoll takes the mark. I think we were all thinking it, guys, but we didn't want to say anything.
It's like he was back on the soccer pitch.
It looked exactly like that, just putting it ahead of himself. Gareth Bale-esque.
Driscoll down the line. Good use of the body initially there by O'Brien. He couldn't take the mark and eventually goes out of play. Boundary throw in. 22 minutes gone here in this second quarter for McGrath Real Estate. 48 plays 15 in favour of the Tees. 33-point lead. They've just kicked the last one. The Blacks, 5 in a row for Old Trinity. And the bells begin to toll for the hosts. Conway.
It's time to get going.
Tapped it down. A scrappy congestion here in front of us. A little flick back was clever. McNamara just throws it on the boot. Up towards full forward over the head of the big fella Bowler. Bounces him towards the forward pocket. Payman, Robertson. Payman applies the tackle. Won't let him go. Throws him to the ground, the big fella. And the umpire says, give it to me. We'll toss it up.
Yeah. It's a fitting tone for the viciousness that Old Trinity have brought today.
Tees looking for the answering goal. Conway takes it out of the ruck rather easily. Handball away to Oliver, who handballs it up the line and indeed over. The cheapest way to turn the footy over these days.
Yeah, you can't do that anymore. Little handball into space. As soon as it trickles over the line, that's a turnover.
Oh, Dida's kick went off the side of the boot. It stays in the field of play. Emery couldn't take the one-handed mark in the pocket. Look out, he's got it. Handballs into the goal square, and it was taken by Knight, who gave it straight back, and Comer snapped it into the goalpost. All with the crowd in front of us riding that one, every kick and bump. 7-6, is that 7-8? Now, no, 7-7, 49 to 2-3, 15, 23 and a half minutes gone in the second quarter.
Yeah, this is something they've had problems with all day. The kick-ins, and Ernest took the mark, and he played on. He ran straight into trouble. He had no idea that Hinzer was there.
That's just a communication letdown.
Yeah, that's a free kick to the Tees, and Hinzen could send it back inside 50. He's just going to drive it along up towards full forward. The big targets are down there, and Payman, well, marked it almost uncontested in the end. It was too easy the way he got rid of his man. And he's marked it in the forward pocket. He can line up for goal and add his name to the list of Tees goal scorers this afternoon.
Yeah, it was a strong mark from Payman. As you said, almost uncontested in that forward pocket, and just a lot of hands on hips and heads down at the moment. He's going to go around the body, and this one will put him up by, 40 points heading into half-time.
Early days, but he's their leading goal scorer for the season. Don Payman with 5 goals too. He opens up the angle here. He kicks it very high, but he's put it through all the same. Goal. 8-7-55 the Old Tees now move to 2-3-15 Uni Blacks. 24 and a half gone here in this second term, and that is on the scoreboard for McGrath Real Estate. Proud to be Old Trinity's major sponsor for 2026, and they're not the only ones. Their supporters are cock-a-hoop right now.
Yeah, absolute misery compiler. They get one back, the Blacks, and then just an instant reply from Old Trinity. 40-point margin, and just non-competitive. It's been all the away team today, fellas.
Anyone want to change their tip?
Yes.
You never know. Footy's a game of two halves.
Payman, who actually started this season playing for Gurumbat in the Ovens and King Footy League before coming to the Big Smoke.
That's a beautiful part of the country.
Is it? I'll take your word for it, Matty.
Funny name.
Driven through there many a time.
Gurumbat.
8-7 plays 2-3 after that Payman goal. Second quarter for McGrath Real Estate. Conway out of the ruck, spun 360. Handball to Connell Tobin, then on to Ernest, who kicks blindly inside 50. Oh, did Beasley take that mark low down? He did.
That's their leader in defence. He was commanding the huddle earlier on. He wanted to see a bit of a C-shape formation down there, and they rate their ability to switch out of defence as well.
Beasley kicks to the outer wing, comes off hands. Comer runs into trouble. So we'll have a stoppage on the outer side. 26-minute mark of this second quarter.
Again, a Conway hit out just turns it over.
Teal, Phillips, Comer up to half forward. Great delivery. Emery comes out on the lead and turns and spots an open forward 50. He goes in search of one of the tall timber, and he put it right in between the golden shoulders of Edward Chard, who will line up for his second goal of the quarter. And to make the margin, if he can kick truly a game high, 46 points.
Alex Emery working very well in this forward half of the ground. He almost kicked one before, almost set up a teammate, and now a potential goal assist. Some great kicking around the ground from Old Trinity, and it started with that intercept in defence.
As good as directly in front, Edward Chard. It's sliding a little bit. It's sliding too much. It misses to the right-hand side. It was a close run thing. 8-8-56, Trinity. Blacks 2-3-15.
Harrison Kelly now will be taking the kick in. As I mentioned, they've had problems with this all day.
I just want to see 3 kicks land.
He's gone with a kick up towards centre half back.
That's got to be 50.
Dangerous spot to kick it to, but he's got away with it in the end.
2.
They work their way up the ground. Low diving mark taken in the end. It was good stuff by Driscoll. Now, this is the important kick. Oh, and it might be one that goes through. It's going to be a 50-metre penalty. So this is going to bring the Blacks, at the very least, with a kick and a bit from goal. And depending on exactly where this mark lands, Harvey Driscoll may well be within range.
Well, the umpires directed the player to inside 50 here. That is a generous meterage gain there, considering they're all pretty much on the half-back flank.
Harvey Driscoll.
And ball receive.
Gives it across. A flying shot at goal from Lockie Knight's gone across the face. Has the mark been taken? Yes, it has. It's Tom Sinclair who's stayed forward. And he's taken a strong overhead mark. And this is a big kick.
At least someone's got their socks pulled up out there. And it's him, with the literal socks pulled up.
He's going to go with the outside of the boot here, Tom Sinclair. He liked it as soon as he hit it. And they've got another one, the Blacks. They've kicked 2 of the last 3. Tom Sinclair on the board for the first time in 2026. 3-3-21 plays 8-8-56. 28 gone in the second term for McGrath Real Estate. It's a 35-point lead still to the Tees, but they're starting to get the scoreboard ticking over now, the Blacks.
Read it well coming in there, Sinclair. No Blacks player took more marks inside 50 last season there, Tom Sinclair, and a good finish as well. The little check side. Do you want to give us a couple of the scores from around the grounds there? Because there's one very interesting one, Drizzy.
Yes. So Old Haileybury lead Old Brighton 26-7. We got the Caulfield Grammarians. They are down by 15 points at Glen Huntly Park. St. Kevin's and St. Bernard's still hasn't been updated. And then here at University Park, the Blacks kicked the last one, but still trail by 35 points.
Around the grounds for Partners Wealth Group. We're back in the middle here at the Uni Oval with Old Trinity leading the Blacks by 35 points. And we are heading for half-time. Here is Ferrier, who just hesitated a moment. He dilly-dallied. And now he has to give the ball up because he was caught holding the ball. Handball quickly away to Curnow. Blacks trying to make a little run here late in the first half. Inside forward 50. Vesio couldn't bring it down. Mad scramble at the foot of the pack. Thatcher's caught, should have been knocked off. Cassidy's little handball. Aleo goes for goal. He sprayed it. He sprayed it a long way. It was lucky to be a behind. Things just turning a little bit, playing with a little bit more urgency here. The Blacks late on second quarter, 3-4. They are now trailing Old Trinity 8-8.
Thought Old Trinity were lucky to get away with the holding the ball there. That was a great chase down tackle. I think it might have been Liam O'Neill at half forward for them and turned the ball over. Had a shot at goal in the end. Wasn't to be.
So Littlefield brings the ball back into play. He's looking for Payman, who's going to set himself. He flies over the top of Robertson. Daita got the hand pass away. Let's turn over. Oliver runs to 50. Goes for goal. It's floating well wide in the end, and it's bounced inside the field of play. And out for a Banfield throw-in.
Well, he's one of their best finishers on the run normally, Benny Oliver. So that there tells you about the day that they've been having so far.
It's just not falling their way thus far. 34-point lead in favour of the Tees. Very late stages in this first half. Conway taps it down, although it's been turned over. McNamara gets the hand pass away, and they're going to run this out of defence now. Manasakis goes up the line. Now Emery goes with a further kick. Oh, and it was Manasakis who kept on running, and he's caught one badly here. He's taking his time to get up. The umpire's stopped the clock. Just slowly works his way up to his feet now. Christos Manasakis.
Yes, fell hard there on the deck, but he should be all right.
He's well enough to take his kick, which is good. He will eventually. He's called to go, so he just drives it long up the line. Moorfield read that well, and he takes another intercept mark. It's a lot for him today. Lost count.
They were setting up for the switch there, and he was just looking down the line. He goes to the 15-metre kick, doesn't make it.
Oh, he's got it back again now and goes in for Cassidy, who drops the mark. There's 3 tees around him. He does well to get the hand pass away. And now Loftus received it from Kelly, although he's been dispossessed. It's been turned over. And then Jenkins throws it on the boot. It's a barrel up towards Payman. He's got to deal with Pring. It's a 2-on-1 here in favour of the tees. Kicking towards goals. Curtin, who's just missed.
It's that counter-attack fast, coming forward out of Old Trinity, turning the ball over in a very dangerous area of the ground, and just drop marks, skill errors leading to turnovers here.
Right up the middle from the kick in. Kelly's handball put O'Neill under the cosh, and then Conway got involved, and somehow the Blacks are on centre wing on the outer side. Chalkley goes out very wide. Still a couple of kicks from goal here. They chisel one out into the pocket. Sinclair low down, did well to hold on.
Maybe a bit far out for the banana this time, I reckon, fellas.
He'll be right near, certainly for the banana, he's right near where the arc and the boundary meets. 32-minute mark of the second quarter.
It'll be the second biggest banana in the country if he kicks it in.
This to get the Blacks, the deficit, under the 5-goal threshold. Sinclair right near the boundary. Leaps into the kick. It's going to drop in the goal square. Vesio spoiled away by Sammartino. O'Neill was there on the spot. It went through for a goal, I think, but it was touched off the boot. And it hit the post, so behind for the Blacks.
That was a very dangerous spoil there from the tees. He got to punch that over the line rather than back into the field of play. They got away with one. Littlefield in the fluoro boots. Booming kick up towards the wing, and again Payman's got to fly from behind, again on Robertson, brought it to ground, spinning out of trouble, doing just enough. There was Curtin, and then doing very nicely there was Jenkins once more, gets the hand pass away, Ferrier up towards half forward, and Emery's taken a beauty on the siren. What a slips catch from Alex Emery. There must have been about 20 seconds from when they had the ball at the kick in. They've worked it all the way up to centre-half forward, and Emery's going to have a shot on the siren. And what a way this would be to wrap up the half for the tees.
The Jukes on the wing here, and then to spread the ball to the far side. Great footy from Old Trinity. Emery's had a very lively quarter. He's already kicked one. This for his second, and to put a dagger into the University Blacks. He's, again, right back pretty much halfway along the field. He's going to get plenty of momentum on this kick, Ben Brown style.
To make the margin an even 40 points at the break, Alex Emery already has one in this opening half. He'll be kicking from 50 metres out. Not much of an angle to speak of. Comes in now, drives the kick on its way. It looks good off the boot. It has got there. Great goal from Emery. Big kick. And a fitting end to the first half of the tees. 9-9-63. They lead the Uni Blacks 3-5-23. It has been a dominant first half from the visitors.
They deserve every bit of that lead, don't they, Druzy? I mean, things just went a little bit awry in those last 5 minutes or so, but they have been 6 to 7 goals better.
Thank you.
Shush, Druzy. That's been about the right margin, I think. 9-9-63 to 3-5-23, and they are in the tightest of huddles right now, Old Trinity, and they will come bounding off the ground full of confidence.
Well, it's almost symbolic of the half that we've just seen. Trinity just playing together as a unit between all lines, defending as a team, bringing that pressure forward, forcing the turnover, connecting well with the forwards, using this big round to their advantage. And a very impressive round 3 for the newly promoted Old Trinity, the Uni Blacks at home. They've got some work to do.
Yeah, absolutely they do. 18 scores to 8. And what a costly final 30 seconds that was in the half. Uni Blacks really should have got a goal, and that would have made it 3 out of the last 4. And instead, the Tees have gone right up the other end and kicked the goal. And imagine, it could have been under 5 goals at half-time, now sits at 40 points. The Tees making their way off the ground to rapturous applause from the visiting fans. They're getting a standing ovation for that first half, as they should. It was a dominant first half display from them. And as we look at how things stand at quarter time, the Tees had a 20-point lead, 4-4 to 1-2, and at half-time, 40 points. So the way things are going, they'll win this match by 80 and have a 60-point lead at three-quarter time. We'll take a quick break here. Just before we do, though, gents, have we got the goal scorers there, Brent?
I can tell you them if you'd like to know them, Matty. We've got, for the leaders at half-time, Emery with 2, including that one after the half-time siren. Ferrier's got a couple as well. And then singles for Davidson, Phillips, Payman, Jenkins and Chard. And then 3 single goal kickers for the Blacks, St Clair, Aleo and great.
And going around the grounds as well for Partners Wealth Group, University Blues lead Caulfield Grammarians 54-39. Old Haileybury up against Old Brighton. Old Brighton have made a bit of a comeback, 38 plays 29. And there's no reception in the other two games. They're not able. They don't have internet access, so they can't put out any scores in the other two matches between St Kevin's and St Bernard's, and then Old Xaverians and Old Scotch. Half-time here at University Oval, 40-point lead to Old Trinity, 9-9-63 over the Uni Blacks, 3-5-23. We'll take a quick break and we'll bring you the half-time show right after this.
VAFA action is back, and you can catch the award-winning VAFA William Buck Premier Men's SEN Match of the Day every Saturday afternoon. Listen to all the VAFA footy action live on the SEN website and SEN app today from 1:45 p.m.
Are you thinking about pulling on the boots and having a kick in 2026? If so, we'd love to have you in the VAFA. Australia's largest senior footy competition has teams suited to all ages and experience, from under-19s to seniors. Log on to vafa.com.au, check out our club directory and find a club near you.
Hey guys, it's Dylan Buckley here. Footy's back and so is Tackle Your Feelings round. As a proud partner of the VAFA, Tackle Your Feelings is ready to pull on the boots at your club this season to deliver free mental health training. So be a champ for mental health this season. Email pranav@vafa.com.au. That's pranav@vafa.com.au to secure your club's spot for a Tackle Your Feelings workshop.
Hey guys, at GYG we never compromise on the quality of our food. That's why we only serve 100% free-range chicken. We're on a mission to reinvent fast food, because who said fast food had to be bad food? Love ya.
The VAFA Rising Star Award recognises the competition's most talented young players. Each week, the VAFA Rising Star Committee receives nominations for one male and one female player aged 20 years or under who played no more than 7 senior games before this season. Our overall season winners will be declared the VAFA Rising Stars for 2026. So if your club has a young gun making their mark, nominate them now at media@vafa.com.au.
Stay up to date with all the latest from the Victorian Amateur Football Association with the brand new VAFA app. Stay connected with live scores, fixtures, stats and news from across the Victorian Amateur Football Association right at your fingertips. Download the VAFA app today from the App Store or Google Play and never miss a moment.
Keep up to date with everything that's happening around the VAFA by subscribing to our socials. We're on Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook and LinkedIn. Has someone just taken a screamer or kicked goal of the year? Send us your best and we might share them around the league. Join in the fun with all the best pics, videos, stories and reels from around the competition. They're all on VAFA socials. Search VAFA and VAFA Women's on your favourite platforms.
Listen in to the award-winning VAFA William Buck Premier Men's SEN Match of the Day this Saturday afternoon on SEN's new no-delay streaming product, SEN Stadium. That's VAFA Footy, live with no delay, Saturday from 1:45 p.m. Listen via the app.
Half-time here at University Oval. This is VAFA William Buck Premier Men's Match of the Day here on vafa.com.au and the SEN app. And it's Old Trinity who, at the main break, hold a 40-point lead over University Blacks. 9-9-63, plays 3-5-23. Matthew Donald is my name. It's the halftime show thanks to the Australian Venue Company, and we look forward to having some guests with us at every halftime show on SEN's Match of the Day throughout the course of the 2026 season. And joining us now is acting president of Old Trinity, Clinton Wright. Clinton, welcome to you.
Thanks for having me.
It's acting president stuff is pretty easy, isn't it? Just rock up and watch the boys go out there and have as good a first half as they did. You must be really pleased with that.
Well, very pleased with the scoreboard, but obviously the team has to work hard to put themselves in these positions. So all credit to them for doing so.
No, it's been a really good start to the season. Obviously a long way to go. Did the team have expectations and any sort of goal in mind in an on-field sense this year as to what they wanted to achieve, or was it just sort of a see how we go sort of thing?
No, I think in history we've been a strong A-grade club there for a number of years before COVID, and we had a few downs after that period in terms of players coming through and getting the right coaching structure to get a game plan that's going to hold up at this level. And I think what we've done over the last couple of years with Donald and the coaching group that we have, including our coaching director, is put together a game plan that can hold up to the intensity of the senior level. And I think you can see day in, day out that it's a faster clip. It's in and unders, 4 or 5 stoppages in a row, then you've got to get the clearance. But more importantly, I think for us is the defensive side of things. We know that we've got to actually stop the opposition from scoring goals. And I think as you see the game progress today, that our defensive structure is holding up quite well, especially in that second quarter there. So I think that game plan that they've created over the last couple of years is meaning that we belong and can play at this level.
Did you feel, because it was quite interesting because obviously in 2024 made the preliminary final in Premier B and fell just short of getting through to Premier A. So you spent most of last year in Premier B. Was there a sense that did you think the team felt really ready to go into Premier A year before they actually did?
I think going up into Premier A in a grand final would have been something that we would have easily taken as a good sign-off to that particular season. We only just missed out by a touch on the goal line, and then they went down the other end and kicked a couple of goals. So, we were ready to go up. It's good to go up in a sense with a flag. A lot of the older guys that we've spoken to over the last couple of years remember back to the 80s and the 90s saying we should just be a really good B grade club, but the club's not thinking that way. We want to be a really good A grade club, especially with the kids coming out of the school and the teams that we got associations with. So would have been nice to be up a couple of years ago, but I think the boys sat back and said, Haileybury probably would have done us in the grand final, I think, anyway. They were that strong. But to go up with that flag last year meant we go up with a purpose to show that, we win. We're just not getting up there because we came second. We got up there because we came first. Yeah. And we want to compete at that level.
No, it was a terrific finals campaign and capped off a terrific season for it last year. Over the course of the summer, because the gap from Prem B to Prem A is significant, was there anything different or in particular that you guys planned or tried to sort of play out over the summer to make you as ready as possible for this season?
Well, other than game plan and game tactics, which will change on a day-to-day basis depending on who you're playing against, strength and conditioning is really what it takes, I think, to be consistent at this level. It's a more physical game. The fitness, talking last week, we said goodbye this year to 3 senior players who had over 400 games of experience. But we've got about 5 or 6 young fellas here who've got between 50 and 100 games under their belt now. Sort of reminds me of that Brisbane Lions team back in the early 2000s when Liam Matthews said as soon as they get 50 games in, they're going to be good players. We're not Brisbane Lions level. But still, it's that level of experience that means that they've got the confidence to play the footy that they want to play and join up with their teammates.
We saw that terrific goal from Alex Emery on the side, and the one thing we noted here with the commentary box was the entire team got right around him, and there was a proper huddle from the players, and that's the sort of thing you might normally see when you're down by 40 points, when you're up by 40 points. But it gave off the sense that there's a real sort of sense of connection and community among that playing group and the club. Is that something that you feel?
Oh, absolutely, and it's not just on the players. It's parents, supporters, committee members, the whole lot. We're very strong on that from a cultural perspective. Alex has had a few ups and downs with injury over the last couple of years. He wasn't as fit as he wanted to be towards the back end of last season and even that season before that we were talking about. But he was also a big V player last year, and he showed his mettle when he went out there to Bendigo and got the best on out there. So to get to see the boys get around him just means that they can see him getting back to his best. And when he's at his best, well, he's already kicked a couple of goals there as well. So he's got a good hoof that can kick a goal from outside 50. But that one there was doing the right thing and putting down the throat of the forward who was leading out.
We've got Old Trinity Vice President, Acting President Clinton Wright with us here at half-time. It's his Old Trinity side who are up by 40 points over the University Blacks. 9-9-63, plays 3-5-23. We've talked a lot, Clinton, about the on-field and the importance of getting that right. And Donald McDonald is doing an excellent job with that so far. In terms of an off-field sense for Old Trinity, what are some of the goals that the club is wanting to achieve in an off-field sense this season?
Well, the first thing we want to get back is our club rooms, which have been demolished at the end of last year and been rebuilt. It's going to be a fantastic facility, very similar to the facility that we're in at the moment in terms of the below-ground facilities. It will have facilities for both men's and women's football. Unfortunately, our women's team, we had to sort of give it up a couple of years ago just for sheer playing numbers, but we are, as an ambition, wanting to be a VAFA club with both men's and women's programs, so we'll be working on that. And then I suppose the thing that we really want to concentrate on is not being a strong and competitive VAFA Premier League club, but also one that competes at that 19s level. And we've been consistently in Division 1 or Division 2. Now with the North-South, it's a little bit of a different structure, but we want to get up into that Premier 19s grade. and have other clubs look at our program and say, yeah, I can look at the Zavs or I could look at St Kevin's, but no, I want to go play for Trinity because of what they're actually delivering from a football program, but also from a cultural and a social program. We want to get young men and young women to be leaders in the community, and football's just part of that journey.
Just on the club rooms, when do you anticipate that will be ready by?
They will be opening in November, so just after the season closes, and we've seen the plans. It's going to be the envy of the VAFA. The ground already is the envy of the VAFA, I think. Oh, and I just do have to do a shout out for the black armbands today. They are for David Sanguinetti, who's the 40-year curator and groundsman and person who looked after our facilities there for a long time. He unfortunately just passed away earlier this week. Bit of a gruff bloke. Get off the grass. Don't be out there when you're not supposed to be out there, but an absolute club legend, and we really do miss him and his personality, but because we know he cared so much about not only the football club but also the cricket club. And then the other one is for Mike Andrews, who is the father of our longest serving coach and was chairman of selectors there for a while at the club too. So just references to those two in terms of their importance to the club and the respect that we're paying to them today.
No, thank you for that, Clinton. We send our condolences to both their families and to the club as well. We thank you for your time. We'll let you go, but thank you for joining us, and we wish you the best of luck for the second half.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Clinton Wright, the acting president of Old Trinity, his side up by 40 points at the main break. The two teams, or one of the two teams, the University Blacks, have just made their way back out onto the ground. As the second half is not too far away, Dale Bauer will have sent the message through to his charges, and seems like it's got through loud and clear because they're already back out there. Old Trinity, Donald McDonald still handing over a couple of messages to his charges, but they hold a 40-point lead at the moment. This halftime show, for what it's worth, brought to you by the Australian Venue Company. It's always terrific having them on board. Do want to go through some of the key sponsors throughout the course of this. We'll need to delve into this a little bit. As I welcome back Brent Sternberg and Andrew Cox to the commentary position. Gents, a goal of the day for Smith Futrell. Is there one that stands out for you?
Was it on this side? Was it Davidson? That was probably the standout.
The goal
for me
that come
so
from
far.
the poke out of the pack, yeah, and then the good finish. I liked Ferrier's second goal, I think it was, that was the set shot on the tight angle from the pocket. But yeah, maybe Davidson because of just the team build-up play and it's actually gone up on the VAFA socials, that goal. I was having a look at the replay. I think it was Tommy Wen who poked it out of the pack cleverly.
Brent Sternberg quickly checking to see if his commentary highlights are making it on the socials. He's all over that. Somewhat unsurprisingly, Smith Futrell chartered accounts, basically all the loyal supporters of Old Trinity.
Does Petchy get the same treatment when he's here? He does. All right. Well, that's all fair in love and war.
Petchy's been saying aloha, not hello, for 2 weeks, so I haven't been able to actually give it to him just yet. The mark of the day for Melbourne City Toyota. This one might be a bit tricky because there's not really been too many high flyers in this opening half.
What about that last mark?
Yeah,
that was a good slips catch, to be fair.
Emery, he's been good with his hands. Took one late, and earlier in that quarter as well, he was elite. So yeah,
it's no surprise that we haven't had away macking in the game, so therefore we haven't had any respect.
Yeah, we would have had 3 Mark of the Year contenders by now if he was out here. The major partner of Old Trinity's annual golf day, Melbourne City Toyota. See Rod Ayubi and his team for your next set of wheels. Now, for the love of the game, VAFA's official award-winning podcast, gents. All the latest news, views and analysis from around the VAFA, plus a few laughs as well, and some shoddy tips with Jason Bennett, myself, Matthew Dolan, Braden May, and one of the segments we have is Ton Watch. And one of the chief early leaders in Ton Watch, Mitch Brown, to half-time has got 7 goals to his name. He kicked 9 in round 1. I think he might have only got 1 last week, so my math serves me right, which sometimes it doesn't, but I think he's up to 17 halfway through round 3. So on track early. And as far as other socials goes, you can listen to some of Brent's commentary highlights. If you download the VAFA app, you can get live scores, ladders, upcoming fixtures, all the latest VAFA news and views right at your fingertips, 24/7. You just search VAFA in the App Store and download it now. And of course, there's the VAFA socials as well. So make sure to subscribe to those as well. Instagram, TikTok, X. Apparently that's what they call it these days, Facebook and LinkedIn. You can search VAFA and VAFA Women's on your favourite platforms to get all of that. And that's our halftime show. Thanks to the Australian Venue Company. Andrew Cox, you're our special comments man for Hit IQ.
I am.
What are the keys? Or how do Uni Blacks get back into this match?
So I was just down in the rooms, and they wanted a little bit more ruck ascendancy, given that they have the advantage in that area with Big Conway. So look to see him surge the ball forward from the hit-outs, and they just want to do that a little bit more. Get the ball forward and just compete, because whatever they're doing at the moment has not been working. They think they've been a little bit too soft around the stoppage, sort of putting, floppy arms on, but put them where they don't want to go. Be tough around the contest. And funnily enough, it was Trinity's coach, Donald McDonald, that was the more animated one, the more fiery one.
Really?
He was saying a good half means nothing if we don't show up in this second half. He's happy with the effort. And then the most philosophical thing I've heard all day, he said, if you think you're tired, you're wrong. It's just your brain telling you that you're fine.
I tell you, I think Donald McDonald's won me over. Yeah. I like that mindset. The game's not done yet. You got to play 4 quarters.
I think that was Seneca that he got that one from.
Hit IQ's game-changing protect concussion management system. This quarter is going to be brought to you by E&S Kitchen and Bathroom, new principal partner of the Blacks in 2026. Australia's most trusted for kitchen and bathroom since 1962. Bringing dream homes to life. Start of the second half. It's Old Trinity who lead by 40 points. And to call the opening moments of the third term, Brent Sternberg.
Third quarter for E&S Kitchen and Bathroom. And golly gosh, the Blacks have a mountain to climb here. They will start 40 points in arrears. Looking to try and pull something out of the fire here. Maybe just save face a little bit, if nothing else. 9-9-63 Old Trinity. The Blacks 3-5-23 as we get a little bit of mid-afternoon sunshine here at the Uni Oval. Conway whacks it down. Curnow tackled and dispossessed. Umpire said holding the ball. So they do get that hit out, Drewsley, but it amounts to nothing.
Yeah, well, at least they're following the coach's instructions straight out of the gate.
Ingpen wins the free kick, sends Old Trinity up to half forward. They're going to the left of the dial in this third quarter. It's well intercepted by Harrison Kelly, who keeps his kick short to Moorfield. These short kicks in the back half have brought them unstuck a few times today, the Blacks, but they're persisting with it. Moorfield to Ernest.
They have to persist with it, don't they? Control the footy.
Just on the backward point of the square, sends it low and flat up the outer side. And the Trinity boys are going to win out here. Teal had a bounce he didn't need to have. Handballs to Beasley's about to be caught. Kicks up to half back. The stretching McNamara couldn't bring in the mark. And so they scratch around for it. At the top of the arc, we'll get a ball up at half forward for the Blacks.
Sinkalow's copped a head knock on the far side there, fellas. So we'll keep an eye on that one. He came off second best.
Injury updates thanks to Author Sport Victoria. And the game has stopped now because of it, so we'll have a break in play. So he was a head clash, you said, Andrew?
I think it was a Trinity player coming at him front on, and he sort of went for the tackle. It might have been a bit of a shoulder strike to the top of the forehead from what I saw, but yeah, definitely a head knock, and he'll go for a HIA.
Leon Allow just make his way off the ground. Did kick a goal in the second term. It was his second for the year.
He was down for a while there.
Yeah, it took him a while to get up. In fact, they're not even going to wait for him to get off the field. They're already going to restart the play. Davidson with the hand pass over to Hinson, who looks to give it back to McNamara. Too tall for him. Oh, he crashes through McNamara. Did really well. And what about the pick-up too? And then he drives a long kick up towards full forward. It's a one-on-one. It's going to be roved, snapped towards goal by Ferrier, and he's bounced it home. Coast-to-coast goal from the tees. What a slick bit of play that was. What desperation from McNamara. And then Ferrier with his third. 10-9-69 the tees. 3-5-23 Uni Blacks. 2 minutes gone in the third term for E&S Kitchen and Bathroom.
Yeah, and again, another injury update. I think here, 2 of the Uni Blacks players colliding with one another.
It's Robertson limping to the bench.
Yeah, but it was great work, as you called. And was it Ferrier with his third for the day? So he's been lively, and Trinity, again, just around the ball. That second and third ring, they've just been, again, in the opening couple of minutes, dominant in that area.
McNamara run away with the football, with the Blacks scrambling in behind. He floored 2 of them in his ball-winning endeavours. Ernest brings the Blacks out of the middle from the ensuing centre ball up, and a great mark taken by Sinclair, I think this is.
He's looked lively in the forward line. He's had a few looks at it early on.
They go in search of the quick-fire response. A couple of marks inside 50. That's his third now. Just makes his mark just inside the arc at 45. He's looked the most likely just about, hasn't he, forward of centre?
Yeah, if he just sets this one sort of right goal post, it could just work across the face nicely.
The goal that he kicked earlier today was his first of the season. 45-degree angle. He shoots an arrow. Bang, right through the big sticks, and they get the quick reply, the Blacks, and the margin comes back to the half-time buffer of 40 points as Sinclair kicks his second.
If you don't mind, he has kicked that about 10 metres in front of the man on the mark. He could have encroached another 5 metres or so, get a little bit more on it. Nah, no worries, I'll just kick it from the arc, and that sailed through off the boot. Great shoe.
And keep the scoreboard ticking over a little bit now. I think that's 3 of the last 5 that the Blacks have kicked. 4-5-29 plays 10-9-69. 40-point lead, 4 minutes gone in the third term for E&S Kitchen and Bathroom. Tom Sinclair now becomes the only multiple goal kicker for the Blacks today.
Let's see what Conway does in the ruck here. Look for the surging hit out.
Up against Bowler. Does look to palm it forward, although the clearance should be won here by the Tees. Neat chain of hand passes. Bowler loops one out to Data, who looks to go from 60, clip it in towards full forward. Moorfield front spot, knocked away from him. It's fallen now to Emery, who dribbles it towards goal, and it's been touched through.
Wow.
Must have been touched off the boot. Ferrier protesting with the umpire, but there's no time to stop. The kicks come back into the field of play. It's been turned over.
Manasakis gets his little handball in over to Comer, and the Tees will kick a goal. No, they won't. Oh, boy, 2 golden opportunities gone begging.
Massive chances there. I'm not sure that first one looked good from here, and then a massive opportunity to make up for it and go on a begging.
Blacks try again from the kick-in. Moorfield to Smith and then up to Ernest on the broadcast wing. 10-11-71 the Tees, 4-5-29 the Blacks. Here is Panopoulos right in front of our commentary position. Goes in search of a marking target at half forward. Brought to ground there by Connell Tobin. Ground ball 50 from goal. O'Neill in a good spot for a left footer. No, it's away to the left-hand side. And both teams squandering early opportunities here at the 5.5 minute mark of the third quarter for E&S Kitchen and Bathroom.
Just the shape of that ball there on the left. It was a little bit end over end instead of that sort of snapping curvature to bring it towards the face of the goal.
Littlefield drives the ball up towards broadcast wing. Oliver going back with a flight, and he was blocked out of it. In fact, it's going to be a free kick. Yeah, it is going the way of the Blacks. Good bit of courage there from Ben Oliver. He was cleaned up.
I think that might have been his own teammate, to be honest, because the old I could be wrong, but from here it looked like it was a bit of friendly fire, and he's won a free kick for it.
Well, good courage by Oliver, and he goes with the kick in towards the pocket, and Vesio got hands to it, and he gets a free kick. His arms were chopped. A rare look at goal here for Louis Vesio. In fact, a rare disposal.
Yeah.
All the full stop. And in front of the refurbished stand over there, which is looking $1 million, by the way. Louis Vesio will line up for goal.
If they are any chance of pulling off a miracle in this second half, the Blacks, this is one guy that they have to get going.
Yeah.
Well, he's a little pocket rocket in there. When he gets going, he is dangerous.
2 goals from 3 touches last week for Louis Vesio. So he does make his opportunities count. Oh, that kick looks good off the boot. That was never missing. What a kick from Vesio.
It's magic, you know. It's Louis Vesio. What a snag.
2 in a row for the Blacks. 5-6-36 plays 10-11-71. 7 minutes gone here in the third term for E&S Kitchen and Bathroom. A couple of beauties from the pocket from the Blacks. First from St Clair and now from Louis Vesio.
Yeah, well, it's in the blood.
Go ahead.
It's in the blood for Vesio. He's got a sister that is one of the best players in the AFLW.
Really?
Yeah, Darcy.
There you go.
Superstar at the Blues.
One thing that is going right for the Uni Blacks today is their set shot goal kicking, making the most of them. They had one with Aleo in that first half from 50, 2 tough ones there. And this is probably why Donald McDonald was animated, because this one still isn't over. Still plenty of time.
Back in the middle, 35 points the margin. The Blacks are coming out of the centre. Handball out to the wing for Gray. Inside 50, Vesio so strong.
Oh, here we go.
Mark or free kick. He had Littlefield wrapped around him and just clunked it.
Strong hands, strong base, and a strong start to this quarter.
Well, he was on the periphery of the proceedings in the first half. He just kicked a beautiful set shot from a tight angle. This one's as good as directly in front. Only about 30 metres out or so. It's been a quiet start to the season. for one of their main hopes up forward, the Blacks. Vesio goes back and he has missed to the left-hand side. He kicks the tough one and then misses the one from directly in front. 5-7-37 the Blacks. Old Trinity 10-11-71, but you just get the sense the wheel is slowly turning at the Uni Oval.
Yeah, well, there's plenty of work to do yet, but it's good to see that directive at halftime from the coach, Dale Bauer, was to get the ball to the outside, and I feel like that's the first time today we've seen them genuinely get the ball on the outside to set up a forward target and make it easy for them.
Littlefield brings it back into play. It's a good fly there from Shard. Takes a good, strong overhead mark. And they'll at least be able to clear the defensive half here. The tees, although it might only be temporarily. Oliver going back, gets away from his man, screws the kick around the body, and that's going to work. Oh, what a good mark by O'Neill. Strong grab. Some appeals for 50 from the crowd who are just starting to wake up all of a sudden. O'Neill goes to half forward. No mark taken. It's come off hands. Bit of pressure all of a sudden. The hand pass back. Umpire Wade, play on. Then McNamara applying a strong tackle. Locks things up. Ball up. Just all of a sudden you can just hear the atmosphere in the crowd is just rising a little bit.
Well, they didn't have much reason to make noise in the first half, did they?
They didn't, but they're getting going now.
Payman with the tap down, who's taking a turn of the ruck now, Payman. That was Davidson, who's just locked up, but I don't think he knows where to give the football to. The bloke in fluoro. That'll do.
Hard to miss.
Conway got a tap to it. Trying to work through. Cassidy gets a hand pass away to Loftus, who was just edged out of the contest. Cassidy again. Dighton trying to weave his way through traffic. And then Cassidy swoops in again. That's 3 involvements for no disposals. A lot of industry, but no clean possessions yet. And it'll be ball up just on the goal line here for the Blacks.
Going to chase that one. Good to see.
Knocking on the door to the Blacks. Grimley out of the ruck. Trying to go out of mid-air there, I think, was Dida. And then ended up back with Grimley, and we're in the goal square.
Dangerous areas, Louis Vesio, look out for him.
They can't knock it through for the ruck contest here, Old Trinity. They know the rules. They eventually scramble it on in for a behind. Davidson, good work there. 10-11 now plays 5-8. So 71 plays 38. Our third quarter scoreboard for ENS Kitchen and Bathroom. The game starting to feel a little bit different with the Blacks coming out of the halftime sheds breathing fire.
Yeah, it's on the back foot now, Trinity, but still got the advantage on the scoreboard, obviously.
Kicked the last 2 in a row in the game here at the Blacks. Good mark. Taken there by Payman. That may be his first uncontested mark for the year. You're not used to it. Hinson. Short once more to Manasakis.
Probably not a bad idea to do this for a little moment here, the tees. Hold on to the footy.
Managed to balance quite well of when to go and when to put the foot on the brake in the first half. Hinson's got it once more. Now they're just definitely going into a bit of damage control. Hinson goes long up the line. Oh, taking the mark on his chest there was Sam Phillips. No one opposed to him. A little bit too easy.
Been a couple of those in this little passage. Just uncontested marks when you'd expect more fight.
Short to Chard. He's just going to sit it inside 50. Patient build up. This play goes down. Good mark taken in front there by Chalkley, who wins it back for the Blacks on the half-back flank.
It's an important one, as I mentioned in the first half, turning defence into attack. They raise shoe off half-back. So what can he do?
So he wanted to go inboard, Chalkley. Instead he goes off a step down the line, and Gray's marked it just inside the field of play.
He has.
Spins around and goes up with the line to Kelly, who takes a good mark against 2 tees.
Just instantly the ball use better. Sorry to cut you off there, Matty. Ball use is better, a bit more controlled.
Back to Moorfield. Up towards centre. Forward! Oh, good fly over the top. Inkman takes a beauty at half-back. That's a mark of the day contender for Melbourne City Toyota. It's a good, solid fly over the top. It's not a good, solid kick going forward, though. It's been turned over. Bouncing ball. He's got to go in again. Inkman, he's locked up in a tackle. Panopoulos applies it, and we'll get a stoppage here at centre-half forward for the Blacks.
Again, can they get dangerous here? Use that ruck hit-out advantage. Let's see what they do.
Still in front by 33 points, Old Trinity. Grimley tries to knock it forward. The Tees take possession. Backing back into the tackle was Wen for the Tees. We are on the 45-metre arc at the forward line, I should say, to the right of the dial, to which the Blacks are going, and Grimley gets it out of the pack. Here's Vesio, just beaten to it by his teammate. It come back to Vesio, had it and lost it. Here is Connell Tobin, not sure how he got rid of that. The kick goes straight up and down, it bounces out in the pocket. Attacking it, Loftus, shrugs one tackle, went into a second. Umpire gave him a bit of charity. The Blacks swarm, Old Trinity, soccer it away. Mark was taken there by the Blacks player. Didn't go 15, and then he got nailed in the tackle. That was Ted O'Brien, who's helped up by the opponent. 43 metres from the Blacks' goal. Grimley starting to really get on top in the ruck, but Wen brings it away for the Tees. David to Tambor. Bowler knocks it further afield, out near the boundary on the outer side. They all pile up on top of one another. And the umpire gives away a free kick, I think, for in the back, going the way of Old Trinity.
It's a let-off for them.
So just able to take the heat out of the situation a bit here, the Tees. It's been a bit slow ball movement in the last few minutes compared to what we've seen from them for most of the game. Curtin goes with a long kick down the line. Has Moorfield taken that? He has. He was 3 deep. They've got hands to it.
They keep looking for the switch, but end up going on that skinny side of the ground.
Kerno goes half forward. Beasley used the body legally, according to the umpire, and that's another one for him, another intercept mark. That's 4. He took 5 last week. Beasley's been very good down back for the Tees to start the season. He goes with a kick up the line, and speaking of being a good intercept mark, Campbell Moorfield, he's on world record pace at the moment, tries to take on Bowler, gets the hand pass away. Knight, Conway, back to Moorfield. This time he chooses to kick it up the line towards half forward, and Cassidy's got it, 45 from goal.
That's better.
Now, he might just be too far out to score here. He's looking for an option. He looks to clip it in towards Sinclair, who marks.
There he is again. Already got 2 today, been hitting up well, and he's a clear marking target every time they go inside 50.
So going up for goal number 3 now, Tom Sinclair, if he can kick this. And this will make it 3 in a row for the Blacks.
Yeah, they're coming, slowly but surely.
Still a long way to go, but they have certainly lifted in this second half. Actually starting to get a bit of reward for effort on the scoreboard. Tom Sinclair going for goal number 3. He's got it, I reckon. Yes, he has. He made the goal umpire work, but it held the line. 3 for Sinclair, 3 in a row for the Blacks. The margin is back to 27 points here on the E&S Kitchen and Bathroom scoreboard in this third term. We've approached 15 and a half minutes gone, and Old Trinity's lead is being trimmed ever so slowly. 10-11-71. They still lead Uni Blacks 6-8-44.
So Aleo back on the field for the University Blacks, which is a great sign after that big hit. They've kicked the last 3 of the game, is that correct?
That's 3 in a row.
3 in a row, so they're coming, and a bit of belief building here in the faithful.
So off the Sport Victoria, that update, which is good to see that Alao's back on the ground. Henry Robertson, still can't see him on the ground with that rolled ankle he suffered earlier.
16-minute mark of the third quarter. Blacks are making their move, and out of the middle they come again as Ernest crumbs the tap. Lacey out for Vesio. He went up but couldn't quite bring it down. Panopoulos hunts it at ground level, but it's gathered by Thatcher, going backwards. Do they see the boundary line here, the Tees? They do. Beasley tackles Vesio over the boundary line. Beasley had to be helped up by his teammates. It's starting to look, though, like a Uni Blacks game.
It is.
Getting the better of the Conway ruck hit-outs, and they're forcing Old Trinity into playing straight-line footy, and Moorfield's picking them off. Throwing in the right forward pocket. Down went Conway. Here's a chance potentially for Loftus. Round the body went Cassidy, didn't go 15, so Teal had to play on. He's caught, he's gone. O'Brien cooked him 15 metres out from goal. Oh, and we've got a problem here, I think, as well, with Teal, who has not moved.
So, yeah.
He did have the arm pinned. Yeah, every player over there and the trainer are calling for the medical assistance.
So is that a holding the ball or a dangerous tackle?
Well, I think it's been paid holding the ball, but it has resulted in, I don't want to assume here, but not good signs from what I can see.
So the free kick on the field was definitely for holding the ball. And I know this is brutal. Yeah, I know this is brutal, but they can't now change it just because it's obvious that the player 100%. Is hurt.
No, the call's been made.
If and again, don't want to delve too far into the rule, but if a tackle continues after the umpire has paid a decision that becomes a sling, the umpire can reverse it.
Yeah, but
if a tackle goes from being holding the ball to dangerous, umpire can still change the decision, but it doesn't look like that's been the case here.
Well, we'll see. as the teams huddle up. That one did look ugly, so prayers up. Did we see who it was?
It was Teal.
Teal.
It was Teal. Yeah, Luke Teal. So yeah. Did it really look like a dangerous tackle?
I don't think it was the fault of the tackler. I just think it was the momentum that came out of it. I think he did a 720 spin rather, and then came out with some force. So
for Author Sport Victoria, the stretcher is now being brought out for Luke Teal, and will obviously give the physios and the medicals all the time that they need to make sure that he is as well as he can be in this situation. The game and the clock will stop, and understandably so. Make sure that he gets the best care that he can. Luke Teal. Such a shame because he was so good last week for the Tees. 31 touches, 10 inside 50s, 6 clearances. He was one of their star players. So it's a shame that he's in this situation at the moment.
Yeah, he drives the territory for him in the middle. So obviously the first and foremost prayers are up for him. And you never like to see this.
No, and they still... Yeah, he still hasn't moved, and they're not trying to get him on the stretcher just yet. So, as I say, we'll give the medicos and the experts as much time as possible to make sure that they give him the best possible care. So it's, as things stand, the clock is at 19 minutes gone in this third term. It'll be a long one, given this lengthy delay.
This happened at the 17.5-minute mark of this quarter, and I've just noticed that the medical people, in fact, of both clubs are out there now helping Luke onto the stretcher. Which
is one of the good things in this situation about football, is that, when a situation is desperate, that the competitiveness is put aside and both medical teams are out there helping each other, because we want to make sure that the player is given the best care possible.
For those that are listening via the SEN app, he has been he's been helped up to a seated position, and he's now being helped to his feet, which we're all relieved to see. It looks like the stretcher won't be needed.
Well, that's terrific news.
And I can imagine that might have taken some negotiating from Luke's point of view. I do not want to come off on the stretcher.
Yeah.
Needs to be assisted off, though. Trainer's got to hold him.
Yeah, Hugh Beasley's coming over now, Charles Beasley, rather, is just coming in now to check on him.
So he's up and walking. He's got the trainer flanking him either side. He does look a little bit groggy, but for all intents and purposes, for a player who didn't move for a little while there after that tackle.
And he's not coming through the interchange gates either, which I believe the rules say that he's done for the day. So, which is unsurprising. It is good that he's walking off the ground. At least that is good to see. Much better than the alternative, and we wish him all the best.
Yep. So we're now at the 21-minute mark of the third quarter. So this quarter is going to go well into the well beyond half an hour. The free kick for holding the ball, and the beneficiary is the tackler, Ted O'Brien. And this to bring the Blacks back to within 21 points. He's right in front is Ted. He makes no mistake. And as Luke Teal watches on and disappears into the change rooms down below us, the Blacks are on the move. 7-8-50 they are, still trailing Old Trinity 10-11-71, but they're as close as they've been in a long time, Druzy.
Yeah, well, it's been all them in this quarter so far, and kicked the last 4, just a big moment there, sucked out of the game. So let's see how Old Trinity respond here. They've been great so far today. They've shown a lot of character, but as Donald said at halftime, there's no point celebrating at halftime. It's a 4-quarter game of footy, and all of a sudden it's a 4-kick game in the blink of an eye.
4 in a row for the University Blacks. 4 more away from reclaiming what would be a very unlikely lead. Certainly would have been 20 minutes ago. Looking up towards the wing now as the sunshine breaks through at University Oval. Good strong tackle's been applied there. Davidson, he got the hands free over to Bowler in space. He sets it up towards full forward. Slews off the side of the boot. Coming in from the side, no mark taken. Umpire Wade play on. And now Knight applying the tackle, locking things up. It's going to be a ball up inside 50 here for the Tees. They've seen a 40-point halftime lead whittled down to 21. As we are in time on here in the third term. It'll be a long quarter. Conway tapped it down. Shard caught the tackle straight away by Johnny Pring.
Still in play.
Well, it's still going on here. Ball in dispute. Oliver applying the tackle that time on Manasakis.
So Bowler set up behind the ground. He's been pretty lively today with the ball in hand or at foot, and he's sitting behind supporting his defence now.
Conway doing the ruck work against Payman in the meantime. Shards there. Ernest gets the clearing kick out towards the back flank. It's going to bounce towards the line. Might actually stay inside the field of play, and it does. And it will go out of play for a boundary throw-in. Contesting that one there was Achilles Panopoulos.
Great name.
Is one of the best going around. There's some beauties going around in the VAFA. That is up there.
So, ball on the far side here. Can Trinity respond?
Beautiful sunshine now at the Melbourne Uni Oval, taken out of the ruck again by Conway and then Ernest. And then away to Cassidy, who's kicked flirts with the boundary line. There is Achilles Panopoulos, who wasn't able to touch it. And it bounced beyond him and went out by Lasso. Littlefield waiting for the ball to be retrieved. What fields have we got out there? Are they hockey courts or futsal?
I can see some... hockey.
It is hockey, right.
I wouldn't say soccer goals, but they use the same sort of framework.
So Littlefield take over after the Lasso rule coming into effect. Sends it back down the line to half forward. Moorfield in front. Had a big piece of it. Not able to hold on. The Blacks take the footy away regardless. Knight shares his handball with Curnow, who kicks up the half forward. Panopoulos takes a great grab. And he has a look at what's going on deep in the 50. It's not quite going to reach Sinclair, who jumps up into the pack. And they all fall down. Errant handball there from Coma. Manasakis fights his way through the traffic and then kicks across the top of the 50. And the race is on for the Sharon. Davidson tracks it all the way to the line. He wrong foots Loftus. Dribbles it up towards Jenkins, who couldn't control it. Loftus is still in the frame here. Jenkins rather ducked his head, went into the tackle. They cry for hold of the ball, they do. And it goes unheeded. And we'll toss it up 60 metres out from the Blacks' goal at right half forward, who are lifting all the time.
Just a lot more clean around the stoppage now. The Uni Blacks Conway's making that assertiveness felt, and they're bringing the pressure in the front half of the ground.
Conway looking for Loftus, gathered by Oliver, who's gang tackled over the boundary line. We'll throw in between wing and half forward for the Blacks. They're pressing. They've kicked the last 4 in a row. Here the hosts. They were 40 points down at half time. They trail by 21 now. Toss back in. Conway front spot. Free kick for a hold.
That was there.
Blacks free.
He worked to the front position there. That's a very experienced ruck craft against a former soccer player. So, good decision.
Sam Conway, does he feel like he's within range here?
I think he does. You look at them legs, they could certainly make the distance.
He looks like he's going to set this one up. Instead, he goes with a pass towards the top of the square. And the mark's been taken again at full forward for the Blacks. And it's Achilles Panopoulos, who's starting to get involved in the last few minutes. He marks 15 metres out, virtually no angle to speak of. And this, for the Blacks, 5th in a row.
Well, we've got a ball game here, gentlemen. In round 1, it was Halebury doing this to the Blacks, and they've got all the momentum, and it's just so hard to wrestle back in moments like this.
Just the 5 touches last week for Panopoulos. Hasn't kicked the goal this year. Big opportunity coming up now here for the Blacks. Goal kicking's on. Here's Achilles' heel. Panopoulos puts it through.
Very good.
5 in a row for the Blacks. 8-8, 56, 10-11, 71 Old Trinity. 25 and a half gone on the third term for ES Kitchen and Bathroom. And I didn't even get to tell you about my 3 in a row theory. Have you heard about this, gents? The 3 in a row theory.
I have not. Please enlighten me.
When does a comeback start to be a fair income? They're actually for real back in this game comeback. Well, it's when you kick 3 in a row.
Okay.
Now they've got 5 in a row.
Even if a team kicks 3 in a row and they're still down by 11 goals?
Well, look, every rule has exceptions. Generally speaking, yes.
The Doggies kicked 3 in a row last night in the 4th quarter, much to my delight. Didn't make it all the way.
Well, but the comeback was definitely on at that point, wasn't it?
It was. Shea Bolton had other ideas.
Yeah.
Don't get me started.
5 goals to 1 in this third quarter. We've played 27 minutes. We'll play a lot more after the injury stoppage a little earlier in the term. They scrap for the football in the middle. Ernest's handball went nowhere, really. There's a big tackle laid. And the umpire calls it a draw on the outside edge of the centre square. 71 plays, 56. Old Trinity still in front.
Strong in the contest
and
there.
Here they go again out of the coal face. Kick inside 50 for the Blacks. Beasley dropped the mark. Sinclair turns for home from 40 and dribbles it through for a goal.
Wow, what a turnaround here, fellas.
Thomas St Clair, by the way, that is his 50th senior goal for the Blacks, and he brings them back to within 9 points. How quickly things have changed in this premiership quarter.
God, he's lively in that forward line, St Clair, and it's starting in the middle. Conway giving his mids first use, and he didn't have the best first half, but he's just building into it, that endurance, the experience. They're hitting hard in the contest there, and they're getting up and about here at University Oval.
What a turn of events. They've kicked 6 in a row now of the Blacks. They're 40 points down. They've cut it back to 9. And there's still plenty of time in this third term. Conway grabs it out of the ruck, gets a hand pass away. Connell Tobin with a strong tackle. Umpire wave play on. Now Cassidy goes in. They win the clearance again. Gray on the left boot, off the side of the boot. St Clair once more.
Wow.
Jeepers.
He's going for number 5. He's going for 3 in the quarter. And he can bring the Blacks back to within a kick if he can convert from here.
He looks a bit undersized, but he plays big, doesn't he?
Well, he'll be lining up from right on the boundary, to be honest. Maybe about 5 metres in from the field of play, but we're kicking from all of 40 metres out when he lets it go. It'll be a tough shot. But he's proven himself a pretty accurate kick in this third term, St Clair. Comes in now, sets it on its way. And he's just pushed it across, or half the crowd thought it was through. But they're pressing the Blacks, 9-9, 63, 10-11, 71. That's on the ENS Kitchen and Bathroom scoreboard of this third term. The Blacks are coming, Brent Sternberg.
Just a staggering turnaround in this third quarter. They would have said, we don't have to get it all back in this term, the Blacks. Well, they just about have, as Ferrier takes a towering mark on the flank and kicks up to the loose man at half forward. It's Phillips, who's slipped away from all comers, doesn't have a lot happening up ahead of him, so he has to tread water. And the kick goes short for Emery at left half forward for the Tees. And for the first time today, we can say, by golly, they need a goal. Emery's kicked a couple. He sends it up towards full forward. Payman is there, couldn't quite bring it down. Comer at the spill. Phillips hooks the kick around. It's well smothered by Kelly. They're doing all the things, little things, big and small and medium-sized too. Shut up, Brent. It's a throw-in in the left forward pocket for the Tees.
Keep talking. There was a coaching move made at halftime that I did not know, and that was that Ted O'Brien is now tagging Louis Davidson, who had a massive first half. If you look closely, he's on him like a glove at the moment.
So it's a dispute here inside attacking 50 for the Tees. And there is Davidson going in hard and applying a tackle there. Strong one on O'Brien, getting some of his own back. And the umpire says, give it to me.
That's what you need to do to break through a tag. You got to bring that defensive work. You might not have as much of the footy anymore, so bring it on the other end.
Kerno. Hand pass kick was smothered. Bouncing ball still inside the Tees 50. Kelly goes back, gets the hand pass backwards. Chalkley, Cassidy around the body. Scrubby little kick out of the defence. Eluded Davidson. That might trickle out for a Lasso free kick at will. It was intelligent actually there from Sammartino, who just let the ball roll out of play. And for some reason, the runner can't give the ball to the player. He has to give it to the umpire who can give it to the player. So Sammartino takes the kick. He's telling everyone to get to where the kick is going, which is going to be in the forward pocket. Sets it inside, attacking 50. Conway with the spoil. It's ball clear. Hits and crashes through. Couldn't find an effective hand pass. Conway goes back. Pring goes with a kick up towards the back flank. High flyer. And then O'Brien taps it away from Davidson. Goes towards the boundary line and out of play. And everyone for centre's being cheered on by the Blacks crowd. They've got a taste for it all of a sudden. It's an 8-point ball game. 31.5 gone here at the University Oval in the third quarter.
Sorry, mate. That Pring catches me off guard every time.
I reckon we're going to play 36 or 37 minutes in this quarter after the stoppage as Dyder scrambles it inside forward 50. Well taken on the bounce there by Davidson, and then to Jenkins with a magnificent finish on the outside of the left boot, running away from goal, has kicked his second, and it comes up against the Blacks avalanche.
What a finish and what a nerve settler. Trinity just extended out. They're still ahead now by 14 points, so that's a massive one. And after being on the back foot all quarter, they've done well to work back into it there.
Could that be a goal of the day contender for Smith Futrell?
It could.
Great finish.
Well could.
Oh, but to say they needed that one.
Take a breath, fellas.
Back to a 14-point lead, so they can just have a deep breath. Donald McDonald will be preparing his three-quarter time address. And I think Andrew Cox is going to be there, or he might join Dale Bauer. Who knows? We'll figure it out in due course. In the meantime, the ball is back in the centre here.
I'll go to Donald.
Baller and Conway. The ladder gets the tap, thumps it forward 30 metres. Smith was there. Coming the other way was Littlefield. And then getting a kick forward was Phillips out towards the wing. Coming out to meet it now, Ernest. And then it was Curtin who's knocked it over the field of play. Lasso free going the way of the Blacks.
Just look at the intensity here when they get the ball in hand, looking forward, looking dangerous and hungry.
Ernest goes up to half. Big fly over the top. And that was an unrealistic attempt, even though he might have got a hand to it there at the end. It's a free kick to the Blacks. They'll work it back inside 50, floating, wobbling towards full forward. Sinclair was there again. And it was knocked away from him. Great bit of courage shown. Yes. I think that's Charles Beasley. Now he's down. And they're calling for assistance again here. That was a heavy hit from Charles Beasley, who went where angels fear to tread. Flew bravely into the contest, and he's come up worse for wear. And we're going to have another stoppage not too far to where Luke Teal went down earlier on in the quarter. And the trainers and medicos are getting out there once more.
Another injury.
Beasley moving a little more than what Teal was. Injury update for Author Sport Victoria. And he could well be down to 2 on the bench.
Yeah.
Donald McDonald in this last term. 2 key pillars.
He's getting up to his feet. It looked like a pretty hefty one to the head there. So obviously the players going to want to keep playing on, but he was down for a while.
Well, Teal's one of their prime movers in the middle. This guy holds their back line together.
Yeah, he does.
This would be a huge out if he wasn't to take his place again on the field. He's running to the bench, just favouring that left arm.
Yeah, well, so 4 intercept marks for him today, 5 last week.
Yeah, it's looking like jaw.
Well, tossed in Dighton, caught by Loftus. And he's out in a bit of a gallop now, Charles Beasley, as he makes his way to the bench. He comes off and he's to be replaced by Billy Thatcher.
This will be one of the longest quarters we have this season, Matty, as it bundles around inside forward 50 for the Blacks. A free kick pulled out the way of the Blacks very late on. Too high, I think, was the call. And it's going to be Paddy Smith with the free kick and the perhaps shot on goal. He's right out near the boundary at left half forward. 11-11-77 is Old Trinity. The Blacks 9-9-63. We've played 35 minutes in this third quarter for ENS Kitchen and Bathroom. Paddy Smith had a look at goal earlier on this term. Come up a little short. He gives it his best crack from the tight end. That come off like a helicopter and went into the near side and missed. 9-10-64 the Blacks. 13 points adrift of Old Trinity. 11-11-77.
I don't think he could have kicked that any harder if he tried. He lathered into it. Phillips to take the kick in now, and just going on off the ball here. The crowd are going on about something.
They're having their own fun, I think.
Oh, well, that's okay. It's a Saturday afternoon. Phillips to take the kick in. Littlefield's done that for most of the day. Short to Hinson in the back pocket. 36 minutes gone. And the race is on to see if we get to 40. There's been a lot of goals and a lot of stoppages in this quarter. Hinson goes long down the line, knocked out of play. Knight tracking it back, had a bit of a fumble. He's caught by Dighton. Somehow the ball got out. Oh, strong use of the body there by Conway. Comes out to Moorfield, who goes up towards half forward. That's Alao back on the ground, which is good to see.
Yeah, first touch since coming back on, I think. It's a free kick win there for high contact.
So he wants to go. He sets it up towards full forward. Where's Sinclair? Well, he's not there. There was the other number 13 in Hinson, and that's actually gone out of bounds on the full. So Hinson to take the kick in the back pocket for the Tees.
Yeah, it wasn't really to the advantage of anyone there, that kick.
Disappointing entry. Hinson as deep as can be in the right back pocket. Kicks up the line on the outer side. Up went Payman in the middle of the pack. He's gone quiet after a hot first half. Kicked right up and down by Hewson. And Johnny Pring is out there, and he knows the rules. He knew it was going to go out either by Lasso or out on the full, so he'll take the kick centre wing outer side. 37 minutes have ticked away in this third quarter.
The goal other way here is massive.
Long kick from Pring. It's a floater. Oh, almost marking it in there, I think it was Chalkley. It come up the way of Smith for the Blacks. Handball out wide, kick towards the pocket. Thatcher the only one there, and another wasteful kick going in towards the attacking zone. Across the face of goal they go. Davidson is up to the task. He takes the mark. He comes back to Hinson, who's a true full-back on the last line of defence, literally for Old Trinity, who've been doing a lot of defending. in this third quarter. Kicks out towards the middle of the ground. Grimley, Conway made the spoil. I think I might have called him Grimley twice today. Phillips at half-back for Old Trinity. It's a nothing kick. It lands in the lap of Moorfield, centre wing out of side.
And he looks to waste no time. He goes with a kick up the line. Now Kelly's got it.
Just with these entries, they don't want it. That's a good decision to shift it there for me because they're just sitting back with a couple spares. So rather chain it forward by hand or just pick out a good kick, but going the long bomb.
Moorfield looking short to her nest, but it's been turned over. And now it's Littlefield who just spirals a kick down the line. Bouncing footy, here's Johnny Bling. He's got to race back to get the footy. He doesn't know what to do with it now. He sidesteps his man. He walks it over the boundary. Now this is going to be an interesting call for the umpire. He says, throw it in. It's a little interesting. Yeah, that could have been insufficient intent there. He didn't try to keep it in play, that's for sure.
Borderline won that one, I think.
Moorfield to Littlefield before as well. That was a bit of word fun.
Boundary throw in here at right half forward for the Tees. Conway with front spot, and there is the three-quarter time siren eventually. 38 minutes and 48 seconds gone in the quarter. And do not go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, because we have got a humdinger of a final term that is right around the corner. Old Trinity still lead, but their lead has been cut by 27 points in that third term. 11-11-77. Old Trinity, the Uni Blacks, 9-10-64. The quarter brought to you by NS Kitchen and Bathroom. Matthew Donald is my name, Brent Sternberg and Andrew Cox with me. Gents, your brief thoughts before we take a break.
Oh, yeah, it was a massive quarter there from the Uni Blacks. What were they, 40 points down heading into half-time? They now trail by only 13, and the momentum was with them all the way there. Kicking, was it 5 goals for the quarter in total?
6 in the end, 6 goals to 2 the way of the Blacks.
Yeah, St Clair getting busy, just playing with a little bit more cleanliness, just getting the basics right for me.
And then the goal scorers to this point before we take a break, unless you've got that.
Yes, I can help you there, Matty. So 3 for Ferrier. He kicked the first goal of that quarter to get the margin to 46, which is the game high. Yep. It's now 13 at three-quarter time. 3 for him, 2 to Emery and Jenkins, and then singles to Davidson, Phillips, Payman and Chard. And we've now got a bunch of goal kickers to tell you about for the Blacks, mostly St Clair, really. He's got 4. And then singles to Vesio, Aleo, O'Brien, Gray and Panopoulos.
Alrighty. We're all set for a grandstand finish here. There's a VAFA William Buck match of the day on vafa.com.au and the SEN app. Uni Blacks have made their move. Can they complete the comeback? Find out right after this on the other side.
VAFA action is back, and you can catch the award-winning VAFA William Buck Premier Men's SEN Match of the Day every Saturday afternoon. Listen to all the VAFA footy action live on the SEN website and SEN app today from 1:45 p.m.
Are you thinking about pulling on the boots and having a kick in 2026? If so, we'd love to have you in the VAFA. Australia's largest senior footy competition has teams suited to all ages and experience, from under-19s to seniors. Log on to vafa.com.au, check out our club directory and find a club near you.
Hey guys, it's Dylan Buckley here. Footy's back and so is Tackle Your Feelings round. As a proud partner of the VAFA, Tackle Your Feelings is ready to pull on the boots at your club this season to deliver free mental health training. So be a champ for mental health this season. Email pranav@vafa.com.au. That's pranav@vafa.com.au to secure your club's spot for a Tackle Your Feelings workshop.
Hey guys, at GYG we never compromise on the quality of our food. That's why we only serve 100% free-range chicken. We're on a mission to reinvent fast food, because who said fast food had to be bad food? Love ya.
The VAFA Rising Star Award recognises the competition's most talented young players. Each week, the VAFA Rising Star Committee receives nominations for 1 male and 1 female player aged 20 years or under who played no more than 7 senior games before this season. Our overall season winners will be declared the VAFA Rising Stars for 2026. So if your club has a young gun making their mark, nominate them now at media@vafa.com.au.
Stay up to date with all the latest from the Victorian Amateur Football Association with the brand new VAFA app. Stay connected with live scores, fixtures, stats and news from across the Victorian Amateur Football Association right at your fingertips. Download the VAFA app today from the App Store or Google Play and never miss a moment.
Keep up to date with everything that's happening around the VAFA by subscribing to our socials. We're on Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook and LinkedIn. Has someone just taken a screamer or kicked goal of the year? Send us your best and we might share them around the league. Join in the fun with all the best pics, videos, stories and reels from around the competition. They're all on VAFA socials. Search VAFA and VAFA Women's on your favourite platforms.
Listen in to the award-winning VAFA William Buck Premier Men's SEN Match of the Day this Saturday afternoon on SEN's new no-delay streaming product, SEN Stadium. That's VAFA Footy, live with no delay, Saturday from 1:45pm. Listen via the app.
Three-quarter time here at University Oval, and the comeback is well and truly on. University Blacks, who were down by 40 points at the main break, have trimmed the gap back to 13 as we turn for home. Old Trinity still lead 11-11-77. Uni Blacks 9-10-64. They may be 13 points up, but they could well be 2 men down as well. A couple of injuries to the T's in that third term has limited their options on the bench. Andrew Cox is down at the Old Trinity huddle. We may get a bit of an update on that when he chats to Donald McDonald at the three-quarter time huddle. Matthew Donald is my name. Brent Sternberg is with me. Brent, we've got a good game on our hands here.
Yes, we do. What we do know is that Old Trinity are certainly down one player with that lengthy stoppage in that third quarter when Luke Teal was brought down in a Ted O'Brien tackle. And ended up looking rather worse for wear as he was removed from the ground. He come from the ground, not via the interchange bench, but over the boundary, so he certainly won't be returning. And Charlie Beasley come off late there as well. So a long, very long third quarter, 6 goals, 5 they ended up kicking in that term. The Blacks to come storming back into the game, 2-2. For Old Trinity, who it's a 13-point lead. It doesn't feel like a very big lead, though, does it? With thinking about what has happened in this game to date.
No, definitely it doesn't. The huddle report for this third term, if I'm just getting this up here, will be thanks to the Clyde Hotel, the spiritual home of the Uni Blacks, based in Carlton, has been serving the local community since the 1860s. Join the Clyde for your next meal or a function and add to the history of a Carlton institution. We might head down now. Actually, no, we won't. They're still in their huddle as things stand. But I tell you, we've got a ripping contest on our hands. Actually, while we're waiting for Donald McDonald to address his charges around the grounds for... where are we going around the grounds for?
Partners Wellsford
here. Yeah, Partners Wellsford. Yeah, why not? Let's go with them. What have you got, Brent?
I bet they're happy with you at the moment, Matty.
Oh, they love me.
The old Zavs, they are currently up by, 37 points, I think? 11-8-74 to 5-7-37. So the Zavs look like they're going to bounce back. We are in the... Of course, we're behind a lot of these games after that long stoppage that we had.
Yep.
The Blues are on their way to beating the Caulfield Grammarians 14-17, 101. The Blues to the Fields 8-4-52. Old Brighton have kicked into gear. They lead by 4 goals in the last quarter over the Bloods of Old Haileybury, 11-9-75. Old Brighton, Old Haileybury 8-3-51. And we've really got the close one here. We didn't think we'd be saying that at half time, but we've got the 13-point game here at the Uni Oval, and I might need you to help me, or we might go down first and then we'll get a...
We'll head down now to Andrew Cox, who's got Donald McDonald with him.
Donald, the momentum swung a little bit there. What was your message to the boys at three-quarter time?
We just got to keep your composure. I mean, Blacks are a good side. I mean, they haven't won a game, so they're going to come out and, lift their ante a bit, which they did, which is good for us because it's a really good challenge for us. We played really well in the first half, got challenged then, so it's going to be really good to see how we go with our composure. So we're down 2, right, which is a really good challenging game for us to be able to just manage our players smartly, but it's all going to be about the contest. So.
How do you get it back on your terms?
Just got to win the footy, mate. Get it going our way. It's pretty simple.
Good luck, mate. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Donald McDonald. 2 down, he said. So you suspect that means that Charles Beasley is going to be out for the game alongside Luke Teal. So they've got it all to do in this last term. They've got the lead, but that's about the only advantage they've got. Brent Sternberg, take away the final term for us.
Huge half an hour of footy coming up for these two sides. Old Trinity looking to hold on with only a couple on the bench. They're going to come racing out of the middle here. Bowler handballing it forward, taken though by Curnow of the Blacks. Handball was a little bit sloppy. It's at the bootlaces of Loftus. He missed it. And Jenkins pounces, and Jenkins misses.
Oh, no.
After kicking that beauty in the third quarter, you would have put that one in your footy record, but it's the first score of the final quarter, a minor one for the Tees, 11-12-78. They lead the Blacks 9-10-64.
And if you're going to be down 2 on the bench when you get opportunities, especially early, because they will tire as the game progresses, they got to take those. That's a let-off for the Blacks. And now Kelly to bring the ball back into the field of play. Takes his time disposing of it, but eventually does find a teammate on the back flank. It's a good little kick up the line. It was actually O'Brien there initially, but it's been turned over here. And now Old Trinity will be able to set themselves inside 50 again. Johnny Pring with a push out. Umpire said play on. Didn't quite get the pitch that time. And now Curnow busting his way through, kicking up towards the back flank. Bouncing footy now. Chalkley claiming it was touched, and the boundary umpire agrees. So we will throw it back in at half forward for Old Trinity.
How many goals will get them to safety here, Old Trinity? Druzy, do you reckon?
I reckon. Am I on here? Here we go.
Yep. Loud and clear.
First to 95, I reckon, wins it.
First to 95. Well, it differs a little from my first to 100 rule, but anyway, we'll go with it. It's close enough. Loftus gets the hand pass back. Chalkley with a kick up the line, up towards the wing. Cassidy, he was the target. McNamara was excellent, particularly in the first half. Spins away and then spirals a kick inside 50. Oh, Falcon for Pring, and then it's come through for Payment. He gets it clear, and now it's Phillips who's trying to wrestle away from Knight, his number 12, number's sake. In the end, it will be another stoppage at half forward for the Tees.
Druzy, it's amazing how something so silly can grow legs
very quickly.
Oh, no.
I love it, though. I love it.
Blacks win the ensuing stoppage at half back. They trundle the kick out to the boundary. Aleo just got there to take the football. And, in fact, no, he was the wrong side of the line. So, out by Lass.
No, it's a throw-in.
Why was the umpire signalling like that? It is a throw-in. On the outer side, 78 plays 64. Old Trinity in front. Awaiting this big first goal in this final quarter. Curnow brings the Blacks forward in a hurry. It gets out the back. Panopoulos gets onto it. Handball to Aleo. Kicks to the one-on-one at the teeth of goal. It's Sinclair against his man there. It's Ingpen, I think. Sinclair's trying to pick it up. He put a bit of a dance move on. Well done there. Brantley's played on the last line of defence for Old Trinity.
They're out here.
Littlefield sends them on their way. Jenkins on the broadcast wing. Handball to Curtin. Over the top to the next link in the chain. Payman just got to find a teammate here inside 50. Moorfield makes the spoil. They continue to go at it at ground level. Eventually the Blacks get back in numbers, and the kick from Kelly was well placed. Then Brantley taken by Ernest, and the Blacks can take their turn going forward.
Kick into the middle of the ground now. Cassidy. There's plenty of space here at half forward. If he moves it quickly, he's got a man free. The kick doesn't favour him, but it's a great fly over the top there by Oliver, who wheels and goes long towards full forward. Just wide. Sinclair was there. It's still alive. Bouncing ball in the goal square. Aleo had to make three. He couldn't. He's not that good. And then they'll clear the tees. Kick up towards the back line. They nearly got in the way of each other, but they survive the danger, Old Trinity. The mark taken by Wen. Sorry, Andrew. Kick into the middle. Now it's Manasakis who's got it. Looks to switch the play. The run is on. Bouncing football. Will it sit for Davidson? He has to stretch. He fumbles it. He's got to go back and get it. He gets around Gray. Well done, Louis Davidson. He sent it in towards full forward. The kick's no good. Straight to Chalkley, and the moment passes.
I was just going to say, Moorfield and Chalkley down back, you just got to keep the footy away from them when you're going long into the forward 50.
Right to Ernest, who wants to go. He takes on his man. It was a good bit of effort. He's going to go and get it again. He dances through three of them. Ernest has a bounce. Hits up the lead of Sinclair. Not beyond him either here. Tom Sinclair, he's the man with the Midas touch today. He's lining up for goal number 5. And he could cut the margin back to 8 points if he can convert truly from here.
He's been everywhere, Sinclair. This is going to be for his 4th of the day, I believe. 5th, even. Great hit up. Ernest running hard through the middle there. Chases up his own ball. And this one to bring it back to single digits.
Well, they needed a miracle at halftime. Can the Saint provide it? He drives it from 50. It looks good in flight. It's faded late. And it's through for a point. 9-11, 65 to 11-12, 78. Trinity still lead, but the Uni Blacks are coming.
They didn't want to go long down the line. They were talking about at the three-quarter time huddle there, because Moorfield and Chalkley, those guys are just taking over and launching their attack from there. And there's Moorfield again.
Littlefield's kick was a big one. It went into midfield. No one able to take the mark. Oliver worked off it by Jenkins of Old Trinity. Oliver goes again, ended up on his backside. Old Trinity win the day. Payman trundles it up into the 50. Chalkley, the first one back there for the Blacks, and they'll look to run it out through right half back. Gray runs onto it for the Blacks. Sends the kick up towards the next contest. Backing back though, the big boy Bowler takes the mark. He's been really good today. Been impressed with him. Handball to Littlefield. Yep, wrong-footed Aleo. Kicks Old Trinity towards the pockets. And once again, falls right in the lap of Chalkley. So their last line defenders just holding up the Blacks as Knight kicks out towards Moorfield. There's a lot of space in this game at the moment as players begin to tire. Up to Ernest on the broadcast wing. 6-minute mark of the final term. Desperate, frantic stuff. Here's Druzy.
So the forwards of Old Trinity in that three-quarter time huddle saying we have to make a contest when it comes inside. Don't get outmarked. Spoil the footy if needed.
Good mark by Billy Thatcher. Read it better than anyone else.
But as they've gone inside, sorry to cut you off this quarter, they are doing exactly that. They're going long, like Moorfield, Chalkley. They just keep intercepting and launching the attack from there.
The bounty on this first goal, the last term, absolutely huge at this stage. Hinson taken high. Umpire missed it. That was a high tackle. The umpire was blindsided, so they get away with one there. In fact, no, they don't. The free kick's been paid. He was looking for 50 there, Hinson. Umpire having none of it. Call to go now. Jack Hinson just sends it up inside 50. Big fly for Payments. Got it! Took it on the second grab. Was just too big and strong for anyone else in the contest. And we'll turn around and line up here, and a big opportunity to push the margin out to 19 points and put his second goal on the board, Dom Payman.
This is massive. After being on the back foot for all the third quarter, they could just kick this one, settle the nerves and be in the driver's seat to finish off here.
Their leading goal scorer coming into the day for the season. 6 goals, 2 for Dom Payman. Contested marking is his strength. Can he convert accurately here? Comes in now. He's hooked it.
Oh, no.
And he's missed it.
That was always going left, off the boot. Again, square up to goal, son.
I'm giving them a big rap, and they're not coming through for me, Brent. 11-13, Blaze 9-11. Final quarter scoreboard for Bendigo Bank Inneries. We've played nearly 8 minutes.
Wow, a huge opportunity squandered for the Tees.
He's back on here. That's
Beasley.
Yeah, Beasley.
A man
back out
resurrected.
Tough man.
He wasn't in the three-quarter time huddle. I think he was just doing run-throughs and getting himself right, and he's back out there, so that's big.
Great news for the Tees as the Blacks bring the kick in to left half-back. Here's Johnny Pring.
Who's that?
And Pring kicks up to the contest on the wing. Bowler and Conway grapple. Vesio was almost able to take that mark. Bowler standing over the top of the footy, couldn't take it. Handball shuffled out the side, might have been a throw. We keep going. Smith dragged down as his kick went off the side of the boot and out by Lasso.
Justice.
And Old Trinity think that they've got the kick that they should have had.
There's about 7 boundary umpires here on the other side of the fence, and they're all got Old Trinity colours on.
Jack Hinson. Old Trinity leading by 14 points. Kicks up the line. Payman couldn't hold on. Phillips might have been dragged off it. Gathered by Jenkins. Puts the hand pass out in front of Bowler, who sweeps it up towards the half-forward line. Wen chips it out into the pocket. Beasley, who's gone forward after coming on, somehow got it to Bowler. And it's coming back for a free kick. It's coming back. It's a free kick to Charlie Beasley.
Resurrected and having one of the most important shots on goal of the day. Great work there from Bowler. He's just been running all day, following up. He's a big lad, but great endurance from what we've seen so far to set that one up.
Has he ever kicked one?
He's never kicked a senior goal for Old Trinity. This is game number
Charlie.
61. His 8th season at the Tees, joined in 2018. They played a lot of VFL footy over the years, so they haven't had access to him. And this is a goal that would maybe put it beyond the reach of the Blacks. He's 30 metres from goal, a little bit tougher than a 45-degree angle. No time like the present, Charlie. Oh, gee, it started like it was going to go out on the floor and then swung a long way back. It did well to get as close as it did. Another missed opportunity for Old Trinity. 11-14-80. They lead the Blacks 9-11-65 on our fourth quarter scoreboard for Bendigo Bank Inner East.
And it only makes it 15 points, so we're not in handy point territory just yet, ladies and gentlemen. 10 minutes gone here in this final term. Still waiting for the quarter's opening goal. And Kerrick Kelly's had a fumble in the worst spot on the ground. He just about gets away from Payman. Indulges in a bounce as well. He's really playing with fire. Kick Emery. He was taken high and there'll be a free kick. He had 4 fits of the mark anyway, but was impeded illegally.
Just a right bounce there. The Sharon didn't come back up to him. It's like when you teach a foreign relative how to bounce a footy. That's what happens usually, and it's what's happened there in the most unopportune time.
And Emery says, no, I'm going for goal here, and I'm going to start my run up on the half-back flank.
He's just about there too.
He spent his 30 just getting there. So, Alex Emery.
I rate it.
He kicked a massive goal on the half-time siren. He makes his way in now. He's kicked 2. He gets smothered on the man on the mark. He needed to go back a bit further. It's still coming loose. Snap goes up nowhere. Gray's there for the Blacks. And so is Davidson. He slaps it forward a little bit. Snap towards goal. He's going to go close. I reckon it's got there. It is a goal. Massive kick for Old Trinity. They finally got the first of the last quarter.
It's been coming.
Trying to pick out who kicked it at the end of all of that. It is Emery at the end of it all. Forget the run-up. Just snap it off one step. Alex has his 3rd. And that is a massive goal in the context of the game. 12-14-86, plays 9-11-65.
Yeah, that's massive. Absolutely massive. The Uni Blacks spent a lot of tickets in that 3rd quarter to get the game back on their terms, but like we said earlier in the day, you do not want to be chasing tail. It does come back to bite you, and 1 goal for Old Trinity. That's just a jab to the nose of the Uni Blacks. Great finish.
It was out of almost nothing. 12-14-86, 9-11-65, 21 points the margin. Still plenty of time. We're only at the 12-minute mark in this last quarter, but they've got to go like the Clappers here, the Blacks. Loftus out of the middle, can't break free of the tackle. Phillips holding on for Grim Death. Not Tim Greth, Grim Death.
Never heard
Phillips sends the tees back to half forward. Bravery shown from everybody. Might have been a little swear word slip out there on live on air. We keep on going. The ball's out of play. Oh, no. At left half forward for the tees. Was that you or Matty?
That wasn't me.
I don't know what you're hearing.
I think it might have been the producer.
The buttons.
Oh, everybody denying it.
It was.
No, it wasn't him.
It was one of you.
Throwing it half forward for the tees. Over the top reaches Conway.
Great run.
Yeah, good work there from Loftus. Oh, he had a bounce and then slipped over.
Got legged.
Got legged, he did indeed. So a free kick, centre wing out of side. Loftus brings his kick in towards the middle of the ground. It wasn't a great one. It bounces away from Knight. He's able to retrieve it. Chalkley and then Knight. Where are they going here? Kelly gets involved. He goes around 360. It's a beautiful kick out towards the forward flank, and it's marked by Driscoll.
Too far out to score is Harvey Driscoll. He goes a spear kick in towards half forward, and Leon Alau's got it on the flank. He's right up against the boundary line, Alau. It'll be a tough kick, and he decides to go back to Knight, who wants to clip it in towards the forward pocket. There was Driscoll again, knocked away from him by McNamara. He goes in and applies a tackle, Alau. And it goes out of play. It's a boundary throw in at right half forward for the Blacks.
They've done well to get a stoppage there, but you want to see that entry go a little bit deeper for mine. And just one that I've picked up as well, Jack Jenkins coming to the bench now, holding that shoulder, and that's an injury update thanks to Ortho Sport Victoria, a team of 13 skilled Melbourne orthopaedic surgeons specialising in treating musculoskeletal conditions and injuries.
Davidson, he was lost, and then Kerno snaps it towards goal, goes across the face. St Clair used the body, hacked it out of midair, and it's gone through. That's the best goal that's never going to be paid.
Yeah. That
was an extraordinary kick on midair. I don't know how he judged the angles there. Remarkable stuff. But it all counts for nothing because it's a free kick to Old Trinity to be taken by Tom Ferrier, who's been moved down back.
I think the free kick was there. There's been a lot of those pushes that they've let go today, the umpires. As the kick comes up to the wing, here's a free kick. Another one up in the next contest. Which way is this going?
I think.
Yeah. Going to Bowler. I think Chalkley thought he might have had claims for that one. But Bowler, who had a little bit of a spell a moment ago, but he's back out there now. Around the back goes Davidson. Emery on the lead, couldn't quite hold on. The play goes on right in front of us. Blacks probably should have had a free kick. Emery sweeps his handball up to Beasley, who comes rumbling off the half-forward line. He's downed in the tackle of Johnny. Yeah, I thought you were going to say it.
Oh, no, I was waiting. You're calling the play.
Thanks, Drizzy.
Special
Glad
comments.
we're on the same page.
Not just pretty boys.
You and me against Matty Donald. Ball up on the broadcast wing. 86 plays 65. Old Trinity in front. They've led all day. They've got a bit of a fright in that third quarter. The Blacks got as close as, I think it was 13 points. Have they done enough as we head for time on in the final quarter? They win the stoppage here, although Ernest's kick was smothered. Takes an Old Trinity bounce. McNamara. Did the tackle go high on Driscoll? The umpire had a good look.
Yeah,
and yes, free kick at left half back for Harvey not O'Driscoll. Driscoll, yes, Druzy.
They got lucky to win the footy there because Trinity's pressure coming forward, it was a 4-on-1, so to win the free kick, that's a big win. And the game's just on a knife's edge at the moment, fellas.
O'Brien takes a strong mark at centre half back and then goes to Kelly on the back flank. In front of where most of today's University Oval crowd have congregated. And he's happy to go sideways to Chalkley. Gets there on the bounce. Anywhere will do. He goes across to Moorfield. That's a good option most occasions. And the skipper doesn't let him down here, and he goes down the line looking for Oliver. Knocked away from him by Payman. The ball hits the deck, and the teaser away. They can slingshot this back inside 50. Oh, everyone goes to ground. Beasley's down there. He's taking a spell up forward, and the umpire says, give it to me. I feel like Beasley is on one leg at the moment, and they've just told him, stay at full forward, just provide a contest. That's all we need from you in this last quarter.
And the footy's just been a magnet to him as well. He's been involved in a lot of big contests.
Payman, that's over the top. Shard was there. Knight to Moorfield, crashing through, gets the hand pass away to Kelly, then one more over the top to Oliver. And they're away. Kick up towards the wing, goes over the head there of Alau, and then, happy to see it over the line, was Inkpen. It goes out of play for a boundary throw-in.
Looks like the Blacks have gone back to that method that really got them in trouble in the first half, trying to switch the play. I thought they had a lot more success in that third quarter, just kicking the ball down the line and backing their guys to either mark it or win it at ground level. Interesting to see that they've gone away from that in this final quarter, chasing the game. Conway out of the ruck. Handball to Smith. Smith's kick is an absolute shocker.
Yeah, that's in the hockey nets.
Goes into the car park just about.
None of us parked there today, did we, gents? No. We're all safe.
I wish I had of. I had to walk about 3 k's to get here.
Old Trinity kick back into play. Wasn't a great kick, and so it's back in dispute on the outer wing. Leo is there. He's the one doing the tackling. And it's a free kick.
Holding the ball.
Yeah, it will go the way of Leon Aleo. 3 Trinity players get up, absolutely bemused. If they're going to win this game, the Blacks are going to have to kick the last 4 goals, you'd think. And they're going to have to get going right now. Aleo told to play on. Off the back foot, he kicks up towards half forward. Vesio was there. The ball might have bounced off his face. Curno's handball goes astray. And Davidson pounces at half-back for Old Trinity. McNamara fights through a tackle. Nice kick in towards midfield. Chard takes the mark, and here come the tees.
Goes long inside 50. Oh, great mark, Harry Kelly. Don't know how he took that. He beat 2. He took a good mark and he wastes no time. Fans it out to O'Brien. Goes down the line. Straight to Davidson. An ill-directed kick at the tees. Breathe a sigh of relief. As little Louis Davidson marks between wing and half-back.
He hasn't been as dangerous in the offensive end, but a big tackle earlier on and an intercepting mark, so doing it the other way.
Took the mark against the kick that he intercepted was of the man who's been tagging him for most of this second half as well, O'Brien. It's out of play. Oh, sorry, no, it's a stoppage here, rather. It's going to be a ball up. Nearly into time on here in this last term. The Blacks need 4 goals to win, at least. Conway flicks it back. Knight, Dighton applying a tackle, and it might still just be in play.
Just done well to equalise this quarter, Trinity. It felt like the Blacks were just going to keep on coming, but they've done well. They've kept their composure.
It's hand pass of Manasakis. His hand pass was charged down, and now it has gone out of play. It'll be a boundary throw-in.
19-minute mark of the final quarter for Bendigo Bank Inner East. It's getting close to caution to the wind time for the Blacks. Throw in at left half forward for the Tees. Conway and Bowler. Conway again takes it out of the ruck, and then his handball can't connect with Oliver, but it's taken instead by Connell Tobin. Oliver gets involved. Gray had to get rid of it. That was an interesting looking handball. Blacks somehow get the ball up towards half forward, where there's a terrific defensive mark taken by Ferrier, who shuts that attack down. Manasakis.
That's got to be 50. Oh, he's almost clobbered him in the jaw there.
That was from Connell Tobin.
I reckon he did. It would have been 50.
Manasakis sends a dart up to centre half forward. Ben Curtin takes the mark and immediately makes his intentions clear. He says, I'm going to have a go from 45 metres out directly in front.
Yeah, I reckon that's one of those, Druzy, that if he does get him high, it's 50. If he doesn't, then he can sort of get away with it.
Either way, they've done well to find a target in the half-forward area in Curtin and fancies his chances from here.
Haven't seen a lot of him today, Benny Curtin. He was terrific last week at Toorak Park when he kicked 2 goals. This one will just about nail it shut. It's not going to have the journey. It's going to go right to the line, and in fact, it did sail past those players on the behind line. A minor score, 12-15-87, Old Trinity. Uni Blacks, 9-11-65, 22-point ball game.
Kelly goes short, spin turnover. Manasakis sidesteps, hand pass straight to Chalkley, who gives it away to Cassidy, and then loops a hand pass over the top to Ernest, and now to Curnow. This is all being done by hand. It's all very scrappy. It's been turned over. Kick towards goal by Tom Wen, and he nails the door shut. What a famous day it's been for Old Trinity. What a famous win on enemy territory. Tom Wen puts the sealing touch on it. It'll be a margin that's too far for the Uni Blacks to bridge now. 13-15-93 to 9-11-65. 21 minutes gone in this final term for Bendigo Bank Inter East. And Tom Wen, who's kicked his 4th goal of the season, has just about wrapped up the 4 points for Old Trinity.
That forward pressure has been a hallmark of their day. In the last 2 weeks, Old Trinity, underdogs in the last 2 games, but if they can just bring that hunt all season, they're going to be in with a sniff. A great finish there from Wen, who was great last week as well. So that one, probably the dagger.
Back in the middle in the golden hour here at the University Oval. The Blacks get it towards half forward, but it's scooped up by Littlefield. Handball out the side. Difficult one for Thatcher to gather, and then he got mugged by a couple of the Withing Blacks tacklers, and we'll have a ball up at half forward. 28 points the margin, 22 minutes gone. Blacks staring down the barrel of an 0-3 start. The dreaded 0-3 start. Here's Manasakis. Released the handball. Turned over possession. O'Brien quickly away to Connell Tobin. High kick to fall forward. St Clair leaping, just ran underneath the football. And they're going to pay a free kick here for holding the ball. Well done. Achilles Panopoulos with the tackle. And a free kick going the way of Old Trinity, who are doing all the things that winners do here today. They'll take the free kick at fullback.
Well, apart from parts of the third quarter, as we have a big helicopter flying across the field here, they have been head and shoulders a better team today. They're going to be tough to beat if they can bring this every week.
Long kick, Ernest in best position takes the mark. And he wants to move it quickly, hands it out wide now to Moorfield, who sends a low dart in towards half forward, but it's been turned over. Easy intercept for Davidson.
How good has he been today?
Well, he was excellent in the first half, and he's worked hard to get himself back into the match, despite the tag of O'Brien. Hinson now has it on the last line of defence.
Well, it looks like he's gone to half-back since copping that tag, so bringing his offensive abilities from there.
Good kick up to Bowler, fumble. McNamara, he's been lively in this last term as well, and they've got a bit of space to move now. Loops a hand pass away to Emery, who goes up to half forward. Here's Payman, who's marked it on the chalk of 45 and is thinking about going for goal. Yeah, he says he's going to go for goal, and will be right behind the kick, so we'll know as soon as he lets fly.
Another one for contention of player of the day today, Alex Emery hitting up that kick there. Kick 3 of his own and possibly an assist coming up.
Special comments for Hit IQ, Andrew Cox. It'll be up to you to decide our Skins player of the match, and you'll have to give them an interview and take a photo of them.
Sounds good.
Dom Payman, he missed one in this last term. He's already kicked one today. He can double his tally with a long bomb from outside 50. He's got the distance, but it never came back. It was always just to the left. And a minor score, 13-15-94. That's not quite right. 13-16-94 to 9-11-65. 24 minutes gone on the Bendigo Bank Inner East scoreboard in this final term.
Blacks from the kick into the near side. They've got to go right now. Kelly got it from Chalkley up to the wing. It didn't quite get to Cassidy. Phillips broke it up. Thatcher. Looks like he threw it away. Coma, he turns and kicks Old Trinity to half forward to spoil this mate.
I don't think that was a throw. I think he just dropped that. He knew he was going to be tackled, so he just let go of the footy.
I want no part of this. We'll throw in right in front of the Blacks benches. It's a win today for Old Trinity that will come at a bit of a cost. We'll wait and see in the aftermath how serious that injury is to Luke Teal. They've done it today without Hugo McGlashan as well. Yeah. Handball forward to the stoppage. Gray sweated on by McNamara. Manasakis. Handball to his teammate who turned quickly into the tackle. That was Phillips.
So they're 2-1 with a competitive loss to Old Scotch to start the year, Old Trinity. Coxie, what sort of damage can
Old Trinity actually do this year?
Well, they're just getting the fundamentals of the game right. Bring that pressure. That's going to have you in every contest. And they just look like a young side with plenty of youthful exuberance. So they're going to be a tough matchup for any team this season, from what we've seen.
Sorry, Andrew.
And we're speaking to... sorry, mate.
No, you're right.
Speaking to the old Uni Blacks, coach Dale Bauer during the week, you can't underestimate the premiers of the B division coming through. Like, it takes them doing to win that league, to come up. He's showing him the footy now after the tag.
A little bit of showboating from Louis Davidson. You can do that when you're on the right side of the scoreboard. Kicks up to half forward. Chard got some sort of a disposal away. Ernest foraging in underneath. Shovels it out for Gray. Gray kicks the Blacks back up to half forward. Oh, St Clair jumped into the pack and got a piece of it. And then Davidson is shut down quickly.
Unsurprisingly, the man on the mark he was showing the footy to was Ted O'Brien, who's been assigned with putting the clamps on him in the second half. And unsurprisingly, there's a bit of a scrap, and Louis Davidson's in it. Water is also wet.
Rove by Smith, who kicks the Blacks up towards half forward. Spoils are made. Cassidy's going to get their second running. Lays a good tackle. Driscoll in the pocket to Panopoulos, right in the boundary. Handball did Gray no favours, and eventually the Old Trinity numbers told.
Absolute floater to the wing, and it's clear to everyone. Kelly's got to go back and retrieve it. Does so. Good hip and shoulder applied by Ernest. Gets a hand pass forward to Knight, who had a bit of a fumble, and it's been turned over. Moorfield's got to apply the tackle. Ball comes out. Now Ernest feigns one, slides a hand pass away. Moorfield once more, up towards centre half forward. Bouncing footy. Coming out to meet it there was Inkpen. It's taken in a good tackle and to lock things up, and it will be a ball up at centre half forward here for the Blacks. Jensen are now going to be a 7-game losing streak for them, dating back to last season. Smith, dispossessed, bowler, charges through. Here's a chance for one more. Jenkins goes with a kick up towards centre half forward. Bouncing footy. Beasley's got to fight on. He does well. He contends with Johnny Ping. And the ball eventually goes over the boundary line for a throw in. He's fought well in this final term, Beasley, under duress.
Well, I got some good news for the Blacks fans.
Yes.
They've got back-to-back away games coming up against Old Brighton and St Bernard. Oh, that's not good news. Old Brighton next week and then St Bernard's.
Oh, it gets better and better, doesn't it? Going to kick a man when he's down, Brent Sternberg. Toss back inside, and it'll be another stoppage.
Did they take some scalps last year, the Uni Blacks?
They were in the, I reckon they were certainly within the top 4 within a game or so with about a month to go. They had a slow start to the season. They went on a run of about 7 wins in a row, I think. They knocked off some pretty good teams. I think they beat Old Brighton, and they beat St Kevin's as well. Yeah, they beat St Kevin's here, and they kicked 3 goals in the last 5 minutes of the game to get it done. So, no, they were capable of mixing it with the best last year, the Blacks, for sure.
They've had a lot of changes week on week. 6 changes between round 1 and 2, and then another 3 today. So, yeah, just need to get that continuity with their best on the park, and that's tough when you're getting injuries every week.
Smith, Gray, sends a kick up the line, bouncing footy. And now Kelly, who's been good today for the Blacks, goes in towards full forward. St Clair used the body well. Ferry has gone down back. St Clair paddles it cleverly. Lovely work. Oliver should finish outside of the right boot, and he's missed it.
Yeah, we can't all be Hayden Young, but that was an audacious finish.
That was a low blow for you, Andrew Cox. At least Oliver's kick here was actually inside the field of play. Which we've mentioned a couple of times today. Brent, you take over. Coxie and I have a score to settle out the back here.
28 points, the Old Trinity leaders. Littlefield's kicking comes up to the wing, cleverly knocked on by Jenkins. And then McNamara. Phillips kicks to the one-on-one up ahead. The mark won't be paid. It won't matter. It's a 28-point win for Old Trinity, who return to the university, and this time they pass the exam. 13-16-94. They knock off the Blacks 9-12-66. And the Tees, the Premier B champions from last season, at the end of round 3 are 2-1.
Absolutely huge couple of weeks for Old Trinity with some massive scalps. This one away from home, and just wanted it more. They jumped the Blacks out of the gates. The speed, the pressure around the contest flustered the opposition, and some quality finishing in the forward half as well.
So at quarter time, it was the It was Old Trinity who held a 20-point lead, 4-4-28 to 1-2-8. They extended the lead out to 40 points at half-time, 9-9-63 to 3-5-23. A 6-goal to 2 third term for the Blacks in the third gave them hope. They trimmed the gap to 13 points at the final change, 11-11-77 to 9-10-64. But in the end, there were only 2 goals kicked in the final term, and critically, they both went the way of the Tees. 13-16, 94 to 9-11, 65. Goal scorers across the course of the day. Alex Emery and Tom Ferrier each kicked 3 for the Tees, 2 to Jack Jenkins, singles to Louis Davidson, Sam Phillips, Dom Payman and Edward Shard. And for the Blacks, 4 to Tom Sinclair, the only multiple goal kicker for the Blacks today. Singles to Vesio, Alau, O'Brien, Gray and Achilles Panopoulos. It's a big day for the Tees. They move to 2-1 in the VAFA William Buck Premier Men's table with a 29-point win away from home. And they've picked up back-to-back scalps in the last 2 weeks.
That's a really mature win in the end for Old Trinity. I mean, you think about all of the momentum that the Blacks were taking into that final quarter after having kicked 6 goals to 2 to close from a 40-point deficit at half-time to 13 points at the final change. And then in the end, Old Trinity hold the Uni Blacks goals in the last quarter. They only tacked on 2 behinds, didn't get a lot of good looks in that final quarter. And going the other way in that final term, Old Trinity 2 goals. What's that? 2 goals, 5 in the end. So they weren't able to take that momentum. Yeah, they weren't able to take the momentum that they spent half an hour, or more than half an hour, nearly 40 minutes in that third quarter building. In the final quarter, the Blacks didn't really fire a shot.
This is the post-game show thanks to Chemist Warehouse, who are helping Old Trinity shine on and off the field. Matt Verocci and the team played a huge role in installing new lights at Belen and are proud to be this year's shorts sponsor. And they certainly helped Old Trinity shine on the field today. 29-point win. We get our Skins player of the game, and Andrew Cox is going to head out there and he's going to grab the player of the match, and the player of the match gets to pose for a photo with the Skins sign as well, which is awesome. We'll get him in a minute as the players make their way off the ground. Old Trinity, this is a huge result for them. Yeah. I mean, given the heartbreak of 2024 and everything that in terms of just missing out on the grand final, well, they came back with a vengeance last year. They were so good, took out the flag. They were ready last year, and they're proving it now as we see the Uni Blacks walk off. And unfortunately, with ice on the ankle and on crutches is Henry Robertson, who we saw go off the ground in the third term and never saw him come back. And, well, clearly that would explain why that he will be unavailable for a period of time, you would think.
Yeah, and the Blacks coach Dale Bauer during the week spoke to us about the fact that they haven't really been able to put their best 22 out on the park just yet because of all of the injuries that they've accrued over the pre-season. So it looks like they've picked up another one there today. But yeah, great win for Old Trinity. Yeah. And just trying to remind myself who they've got a couple of home games coming up. Actually, they're back at home next week to play St Bernard's.
Well, that's going to be There's an opportunity there. Yeah, because St Bernard's are very much a wild card sort of team. You're never quite sure exactly what you'll get with them. And these 2 wins, most impressively of all, have both been on the road. Yep. So now if they can knock over 1 or 2 of these games that they've got at home coming up, really sets them up. I mean, at this sort of point, they're new in terms of they're back in this division, and we don't quite know how far they can go. And we see what they're like at their best and when they're at their worst. But I think there's enough proof in the last fortnight that this is a team that can do damage this year.
They can win 3 of their next 4. So they've got 2 home games coming up next week against St Bernard's. Then they're at home against Old Haileybury. They then go away to take on Old Brighton. They won't start favourites in that match. I don't think so. And then after that, they're away to Caulfield, of course, their fellow promoted side. So they could get 3 wins from that 4.
I don't want to get too carried away. And Brighton Beach Oval is a fortress.
But, Matty, no.
No. But I'm looking forward to them facing the challenge of it. I'm not going to sit here and say they can win, but depending on how the next 2 weeks sort of go and who they've got available and what Old Brighton look like and all that sort of thing. So there's a bit to sort of play out. But I'm looking forward to seeing how they take that challenge, because it will be a challenge. And you're right, they definitely won't start favourites, and what that means for their mentality and their belief in it. But I think we can learn a lot about what this team is made of, win, lose or draw in that match.
Yeah. I mean, they'll go into a match like that as a free hit. We'll see what happens in the 2 weeks prior to that particular match. But one of the great things about this Old Trinity team is they clearly know one another really well. I think they had 15 players in the team today that played in that premiership, so not a lot of changes from the side that saluted last season, and that always helps with continuity.
We've got our Skins player of the game ready. Drewsy Cox has been working overtime to get this man, and we'll head to him now. Andrew, who have you got?
Got Alex Emery here, fellas. What a win for the club, 2 in a row.
Unbelievable, yeah. We started strong, similar to last week. I think we came out with a vengeance and just put a bit of scoreboard pressure on early, which set us up for the 3 quarters to just run over the top of them.
How did you find it in the front half of the ground today? Because you guys got them from the jump, bit of scoreboard pressure. They came hard in the 3rd quarter, but what do you think got you the chocolates in the end?
I think we're a very fit side. We've been working on it for the last 3-4 years, just our fitness. I mean, that's Donald's motto. He wants to play at the fittest side, so if you're not 100%, you're not getting out in the park. The ball use coming in was very solid, the first half, I'll say. And then that 3rd quarter, I feel like Uni Blacks just got on top of us in the contest, and they had the wind running with them, so they got the momentum going. So it was difficult, but we managed to just hold on, see it through for the quarter, and then that last quarter with the wind, we were able to control it and just get the ball going.
3 goals for yourself. Happy to get on the end of a few?
Yeah, I've been trying to kick some the last few weeks. I haven't been able to get many, so yeah, it was nice. The ball fell in the right spot, so yeah, pretty happy with that.
How are you feeling? 2-1, coming up to the top div. Pretty confident heading into each game now?
Yeah, I feel like now we're starting to build some momentum, especially off the back of beating Zavs at Toorak Park and then coming here to Uni Oval and then taking on the Blacks. So yeah, pretty confident with the group, and yeah, if we can keep this going, we'll be a red hot chance.
Happy days. You are the Skins player of the game. Thank you to Skins. We are going to give you this package now. Going to hold it up, and congrats on the win.
Cheers. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that there, Andrew. And Alex Emery, he'll get a photo with that, and that will be going up on the socials. Alex Emery was awesome today. 3 goals, including a critical one in the final term. A snap from all of 40 metres to get the job done for Old Trinity. A big win for them. They go to 2-1. They climb their way up the ladder, and they do it off the back of a 29-point win at the University Oval. You made a very good point at full time there, Brent Sternberg. They came to the university the second time around. This time they passed the exam, and I think that's sort of it. You know, sometimes when you're a young, improving side, you can have that big emotional win on the road, and then the following week you can slip it and drop one that you would expect to win. I wouldn't say they expected to win, but they didn't drop off. Their performance today was terrific.
No, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm back. Oh,
yeah, welcome back.
And I'm puffed as well, running down that skin sign there. Yeah, I mean, I think Drewsy and I was speaking a moment ago about that being a really mature win. Lesser teams with lesser leadership might have, gotten carried away after a great win like that at Toorak Park last week. They back up, they do it again. And I mean, I know that Don McDonald is a perfectionist as a coach, so he might sort of, have a bit of a look at what happened in that 3rd quarter when the Blacks had the better running. But overall, not a 4-quarter performance. But, you get the win, you stack up these wins early on in the season. This is a footy club that they don't find themselves being able to recruit players because it's only a small school, and they don't have networks to be able to offer players jobs and things that happens at other clubs. So it's a small, tight-knit school, and footy club, I should say, and they harbour ambitions of staying in the A grade. You never really quite know what you're going to see with teams when they pop up. We don't always see teams start well in the A grade when they come up from Prem B, but they have, and really, outside of that round 1 performance here against the Blues, where if the Blues had even a normal day kicking in front of goal, I mean, they didn't miss that day, and that probably took the game away from them. Outside of it, that match, they have looked every bit the part of a premier side.
Yeah, no, they've been really impressive in the opening 3 games of the season, though have Old Trinity. Mark of the day for Melbourne City Toyota, gents. Not a lot of high flyers. I've got a nomination if none of you can think up one.
Go ahead.
It was a good mark over the top from James Ingpen in the 3rd term. He took a fly mark over the top of centre half back.
Yep.
I couldn't think of many other. Payman took a good contested mark in the final term but couldn't convert from close range.
We strangely today had a lot of slips catches. We didn't have a lot of high
the Emery one
flying
at half time. How about cumulative mark of the days as well for Beasley at one end and then Moorfield at the other? Took intercept marks like it was going out of fashion. So a couple of joint winners there for Melbourne City Toyota, the major partner of Old Trinity's annual golf day. See Rob Ayubi and his team for your next set of wheels. What about the goal of the day for Smith at Futrall?
Yeah, I think that one from Davidson was just slick, spilled out to him on the outside and then just goes bang from our commentary position. It was just an absolute perler. So I'm happy to go with that unless you guys have any other suggestions.
Did we see one better than that? The goal that Jenkins kicked on the outside of his left boot there. That was a pretty good finish.
The Vesio set shot.
From out here. Yeah, never looked like missing. That was. I always love a good set shot.
Yeah, good set. No, we got to pump up. We got to be a bit of weighting to the set shots because they always get neglected. Smith Futrall Chartered Accountants, based in Hawthorn and law supporters of Old Trinity, home to a few familiar faces, including 2024 Reserves Premiership hero Nick Adjemis. And around the grounds for partners Wealth Group, one of Australia's leading providers of financial planning and wealth services for individuals, families, business owners and professionals. Contact Uni Blacks President Patrick Barry to learn what Partners Wealth can do for you. Gents, what have we got?
Do we want to go and have a look? Have you got them there, Drewsy? I've got
around the grounds.
The Zavs. I'll tell you about this first game here. The Zavs have bounced back and they've beaten Old Scotch by, 54 points in the end. 18-11, 119. The Red and Black Army, Old Scotch 9-11-65. Have you been able to get one up there, Drewsy, or not?
Sorry, go ahead.
I can tell you the Blues have absolutely pumped the Caulfield Grammarians. I think that's 80 points in the end. 21-21, 147 the Blue Boys, and the Fields 10-7-67. Yes, Matty?
Sam Grimley with 4, James Stewart with 3 for the Blues.
Old Brighton get home as well, 48-point winners, 15-9-99. The Tunners beat Old Haileybury 8-3-51, who struggled after a fast start there.
That's 15 goals to 4 after quarter time.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I still don't have a score for the St Kevin's match.
We're still awaiting the opening bounce at TH King Oval. There's a bit of a delay going on there. In terms of Prem B scores, because I know people will want to keep an eye on the Prem B scores as well, we've got some of those collegians in the battle of the undefeated sides against Beau Morris. Way too good. 18-13, 121 to 12-7, 79, a 42-point win there for the Lions. Williamstown, CYMS, get up in a thriller against Old Geelong. 11-11-77 to 11-7-73. They hold on to win by just 4 points to the CYs. Old Camberwell. This is a bit of an interesting story that's developing. Old Camberwell, 11-11-77 defeat Old Ivanhoe 8-15-63. Old Ivanhoe, last year's minor premiers, 0-3 to start the year. They've lost 5 in a row. They lost both finals last year and are now zipping 3 to start the season. So that's a bit of a concern there for them. Ajax with a big win over Old Melburnians. Ajax, one of the stories of Prem C last year. They go to 2-1 in their first year back in Div 3. 11-10-76 to 8-11-59. And the game that's still in progress, there must have been a bit of a delay. 25 minutes gone in the final term between Old Carey and D-La. It's all over bar the shouting, though. Old Carey currently lead 11-15-81 to 9-6-60. 25 minutes gone in the final term. And, of course, we can't not mention the award-winning VAFA podcast for the love of the game. Jason Bennett, Braden May, and some other guy who I hear is pretty good. They have a segment, and you've got to listen to this every week. They've got a segment called Ton Watch, where they keep on track of all the players who are kicking big bags of goals in the race to 100. And we were mentioning Mitch Brown. He got to 10 goals at three-quarter time, and he finished on 12.
Oof. Wow.
So just a lazy 12 goals. So that takes him up to 22 for the season, and it's only round 3. So he's already a fifth of the way there. It's been a good start.
Did we get a few to the ton last year?
Jake Dillon got there in the end, Jake the Snake Dillon. But I hear something disastrous has happened. He's been promoted to the seniors.
Disappointing.
So the problem is he's kicked too many goals, and they said, "No, we got to." I'll tell you what. And Braden was big on this. We got to stop. We got to nip this in the bud. This rewarding form rubbish. Can't be having that. Selection integrity's got to go out the window. We want blokes kicking big bags, coaches. So let's make sure we get that message across. We'll try to do so on the next episode of For the Love of the Game. And the ladder for Author Sport Victoria as well. We've got to flag this also. And
this is quite incredible. Old Trinity, the team that we've obviously been watching today, pull off a huge win, have moved up to 4th. They sit in 4th spot as things stand. Look, long way to go. It's only round 3, but Old Brighton and University Blues remain the 2 unbeaten sides. They're 3 and zip. Old Brighton have a 10% advantage over them. That's what separates them so far. Old Zavs into 3rd spot. Old Trinity in 4th. They're both with a 2-1 record as things stand. Percentage separating them only 120% to 106 in favour of the Zavs. Old Scotch in 5th. A cluster of teams here on 1 win. Old Scotch, Old Haileybury, Caulfield Grammarians and St Bernard's. As things stand, we don't know what's going on at TH King Oval, but they're still registered as being 1-1. And St Kevin's and University Blacks round out the bottom 2. Uni Blacks at least an undefeated side. St Kevin's may well be. We don't know what the situation is with that, and there's only a small amount of percentage separating them. So if St Bernard's beat St Kevin's by enough, they could leapfrog them into 9th spot. But that is going to be it from us at University Oval. A big thank you, of course, to everyone behind the scenes for all your hard work in getting the program to air. And, of course, a big thank you to Andrew Cox. Coxie, your special comments, your boundary work. You've been doing it all today, and we're very grateful for it.
Thank you for having me, boys. Setting the bar, so I appreciate working with you for the first time.
Do you want me to clobber him for calling you Coxie?
No, it's absolutely fine, mate.
He hasn't called you that all day.
No, you guys are great. Thank you very much for showing me the ropes.
And for not clobbering me, Brent Sternberg, thank you.
Thank you, Matty. I was a downgrade on Simon Petch, wasn't I? I didn't mention that grandstand once here today, so I'll be better next time.
I'll tell you what I really think off air, because I don't need Petchy coming after me. He'll be tuning in. And, of course, a big thank you to all of you who've tuned in right throughout the course of the afternoon. We hope you've enjoyed VAFA William Buck Premier Men's Showcase round on the VAFA website. We look forward to having your company again next week from 1:45 p.m. Saturday afternoon on vafa.com.au and the SEN app. But until then, take care.
Thanks, Brucey.